WCBS-FM HD2, New York. Todd.
Cross your legs, honey. Let's get out of this inning.
Hahn.
I didn't know you were a screamer.
And Rosenberg.
Happy Jewish New Year, not Newish Jew Year.
This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Oh, buddy. The Wolfpack is back. Allen is off. Watching Callie play hockey today.
Good for him.
Good for him. Took a little bit of nudging from me and Don before he took the day. He was going to, do it and find a place to do it in Bristol and blah, blah, blah. And we said, what are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? We can handle it. We can hold down the show.
No, but I appreciate the fact that he wants to make it work.
Oh, me too.
He doesn't like to take off.
No, you're the same way.
Yeah, and you are. I mean, we all want to make it work, but you know what?
Sometimes you need everyone to go, hey, buddy, just go spend the time with your family. It's the middle of the summer. Go ahead, have a good time. We got it.
What are we doing?
In fact, our biggest story today, if we'd looked into the future, we could have said, Alan, don't worry. We can handle talking about the fact that the Red Sox are having plane troubles and haven't taken off from Chicago yet for their game with the Mets tonight.
People have to realize that it's not like the way we travel, okay? They have a charter, and
that's a private plane to you and me.
And yeah, some teams had their own jets, but it became too expensive, so now you charter. So you get Delta or you get United, and you charter a big plane, and you probably share it with other teams, but you have the schedule. And there was something either mechanical or something with weather that plane couldn't get there after the game. So they were probably told, the Red Sox, don't worry about it, we'll send you out first thing in the morning. And the plane wasn't there. There's nothing really you could pivot to, Peter. If you're being told, hey, the plane's going to be there at noon, it's not ideal to get to the stadium the day of the game or just hours before the game. But it's not like you can go pivot and all of a sudden go send 80 people commercial, because that could be a problem. Because those flights get delayed. Those flights get canceled. Those flights aren't exactly, on time. Like a charter can make up a little time in the air. They land on the tarmac. You come right off the plane onto the bus, get a police escort to the stadium. If you're flying commercial, now you're having to go through the airport,
right,
and go through security, and now that delays it even longer. So the Red Sox are probably like, we got to wait for this charter. That's going to be our best avenue. And if the charter's not there, you're stuck. I just feel bad for the fans that have tickets to the game tonight. It's fireworks night. Mets Red Sox is still a thing for a certain generation because it's the 40th anniversary of the World Series, and you don't play the Red Sox all the time, and that's who you beat in the World Series.
Not to mention, of course, there are lots of Red Sox fans in New York who have to go.
Well, right. I mean, listen, I'm sure on a Friday night in the summertime with fireworks, people still dig fireworks, even though they probably saw them a dozen times during the 4th of July. They've got probably a full stadium. And if I got tickets to this game, when's the game starting? Is the game going to be played? Because I'm looking at social media, I'm hearing they're still in Chicago, they're still in the air, they're supposed to land at 4, we're not sure what time they're going to land. And if the game's going to be delayed, I'd like to know. If the game's going to be postponed, I'd like to know. So these teams sit on their hands because they don't want to cancel anything, but it would be nice to, if you're a season ticket holder or just a person that wants to see the game tonight, to be put in the loop. You want to please your customers, right? So right now we just don't know what time it's going to start.
But couldn't and listen, we don't know exactly what led to this, but Don, couldn't there also be a world where you go, hey, here's what we got to do. There's 1,000 flights from Chicago to New York. I don't know how many, if they only can do LaGuardia, a bit less, right? I mean, but you couldn't, if you're really concerned the charter is going to be an issue, you easily could say, hey, we're dividing the team up, we're all going to be, you'll have people handling it, and we're putting 25 people on this flight, we're putting 25 people on that flight, and you do it all in the morning today, so you're not risking anything close. If you wanted to do that, you could.
But again, the only reason I'm just talking about different things that could have occurred. So let's say you're the traveling secretary of the Red Sox, and you're thinking about that. All right, guys, what do you want to do? The charter service says they're not going to be able to get us out of here until tomorrow morning. Do you want to just tell them, forget it, and let's get on a bunch of commercial flights? Or do you want to just take the the charter at its word that it's going to be there first thing in the morning. I'm probably going to say, let's wait for the charter. And then now you're kind of a slave to, all right, well, the charter's not there. Now what do you do? Now the latest that we're hearing is...
this is... Everyone get ready. Everyone prepare yourself.
This is fun. This is not what I was expecting to be talking about today.
Well,
Chris Catello, who covers the Red Sox for MassLive.com, expected to pull up to the gate shortly before 5.
So they're in the air. They're saying they're in the air.
So there would be, if they're going to be landing at 5 o'clock, they might be just took off a little while ago.
By the way, if they're saying just before 5 o'clock, I got news for you. Are you sure they're in the air? For a charter flight from Chicago, that's a long flight time, Don.
No, 2 hours makes sense.
How long is the flight on a commercial flight to Chicago? I feel like it's like an hour and a half.
It's never an hour and a half. Well, because they just go by taxi to taxi. Now, listen, a charter...
It's quicker usually.
Well, it's always quicker because they can make up time in the air. But now, and I'm sure the airport will give the Red Sox priority over other flights. But there could be traffic at the airport what turn are you the 12th flight out? Are you the first flight? I would think they'd be the first flight out because of the situation, right? So 2 hours in the air. They're going to land in LaGuardia at 5 o'clock. The beauty of a charter is that you don't have to go through the terminal. You're going to land on the tarmac. You're going to walk down the stairs. There's going to be a bus waiting for you. You hop on the bus.
That's it.
And they should be walking into Citi Field at 5:15. If you're landing in LaGuardia, and you probably get a police escort out of the airport to the parking lot of Citi Field, they're going to be in the stadium at 5:15. They're literally going to be at the ballpark 2 hours before first pitch. If that's the case, what are we doing? Come on. You're playing baseball, all right? It's not a football game. I mean, I'm sure there's treatment. It's not ideal, but there's no reason why if they're in the ballpark at 5:15, they can't be there ready for first pitch at 7:10.
Don, I refuse to accept anything else except that.
Right.
What's the line? What's the line at which you go, okay, now I see it being they should change the time. It's too late. What's the time they get there?
I would say
after 5:30.
Yeah, I would say if you're getting closer to 6, then it just gets a little hectic, where you might want to delay it a little while longer. I mean, you're not going to have batting practice. You do want to warm up, but again, I think an hour should be enough time to do that. Remember, it's not like they've been sitting on a plane since last night. They found out that the plane wasn't there, and they probably went back to the hotel. But here's the issue. Again, not knowing all of the information. Could they go back to the hotel? I don't know. Because they checked out before the game, right? There might not be any rooms. So maybe you have to, pivot to something else. But I'm sure they weren't in any discomfort. They weren't sitting on a bus or on the plane for hours on end. If that were the case, then I'd say they might not be ready. But if they slept in a bed last night and they're just going to bus to whatever plane they got to
I think they're going to be just fine.
Be okay.
I am not worried.
But it's just interesting. You know who I worry about?
Go ahead.
The game doesn't mean anything. You want to see a baseball game.
Hey, the Mets just won a series.
I just always feel bad for the fans to know what's going on. Is there going to be a game tonight? When's the game going to be played? It always seems to me, Peter, when you're making decisions on things, that the fans are the ones that you care least about. It's about getting the both players there, making sure the game is played.
They're comfortable. Whenever comfortable, of course.
Is Apple okay with a new start time? All the things that then have to be legislated, talking to Major League Baseball. And, by the way, let's let the fans know what time the game is.
Oh, you mean the people who without their existence, there's nothing.
Right. Because worst case scenario, the fans get there early for a game that's going to start at 8:10 instead of 7:10. Oh, they might be able to spend more money.
But Don, isn't that what truly makes it America's game? If you want to know what makes it America's game, what makes it America's game is that nobody cares about the people. They are last. Just like in every other thing we do in this country that involves a business, the people who actually spend the money, what they need to consider is of the least. There's always a stockholder, a shareholder, someone. In this case, you're right, Don. Apple, the richest, currently I think the most profitable company in the world. We need to make sure they're not upset. What if people had to wait 10 minutes on the app? Would they be okay? Not to mention, I would love to know the actual numbers of people watching on Apple. I would kill for it. Give me the numbers. Someone show me how many people are streaming these Apple games. And particularly, Don, the ones that don't involve the New York Yankees or LA Dodgers. I would love to know the numbers.
The Red Sox are, they're on a winning streak here. Listen, there'll be people that'll watch.
I mean relative.
But the majority of the people who are watching are from Boston and New York, right? So, but I don't know what the ratings would be.
No, I'll tell you what you do. If you're a fan, you're listening right here on 880. You're hearing Howie Rose. That's how you're doing it.
Well, that's how you do it. But you would just like to know when the game is going to be played and if the game is going to be played. But clearly,
you know what? Don't worry about it, Don.
And we'll stay tuned here if there's going to be an adjustment to the start time, and we'll take you right up to whenever the pregame is going to be. The game is set for 7:15, I think, is first pitch. So I think the coverage is still going to be 6:30 here on 880. But if it gets pushed to 8 or something, that I would obviously adjust it for how long the show is going to be. But just an interesting little thing to have to deal with on a day where we're kind of settling into the summer here.
Oh yeah.
The World Cup is what it is.
It's happening right now.
Where we are right now.
No, the U.S. is playing right now. Remember, this is it.
Oh, this would be a completely different show.
Can you imagine?
If it because that would have been a 3:00.
Oh, right now I am watching Belgium play against Spain, and that would be the U.S. playing right at this moment. It's all we'd be talking about. It would have completely changed this week, but they decided to
lose.
Yeah, just release feces into their pants. Actually, I have a theme song that I think sums up the U.S. performance quite well.
Oh, I think I know.
Oh, it's time. It's Monday night. And there we were.
But it is pretty incredible.
Let the boy watch.
Yeah, you don't want to let anyone watch.
The numbers are still incredible.
Oh, what do we get? What do they do on Monday?
I just, again, I'd have to go punch it, but the numbers are still been good for non-U.S. games. Not as good, but you're still seeing between 16 and 20 million people watching these games. Not involving the U.S.
I got to tell you, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough being at a wedding for the entirety of both games tomorrow. The wedding starts at 5:45 and ends at like 11:30. And the schedule tomorrow, I believe, is 5 and 9. And tomorrow's a fun one. Tomorrow's a great day because today we just have the one. But tomorrow, it's like you dream about. God, I hate missing a good moment. Because I'm trying my best to hang on. I really don't want to let the U.S. ruin this for me. Like this only happens every few years, and I wonder if anyone out there can relate to this. Like, you're so down when they lose, but it's been such a fun thing in general that, like, I still want to enjoy it. And so tomorrow, you have Norway, England at 5, which is just going to be awesome. That one's in Miami. And then they're at Arrowhead again for Argentina and Switzerland at 9 o'clock. God, these markets are so random for these games, Don.
Right, I know. But I guess it doesn't surprise me that the ratings haven't fallen off that much because, all right, obviously there could be people that, like me, that parachute in that watch because it's involved with the U.S. But the majority of people, I think, they're soccer fans like you, and you're still going to find value in games that don't involve the U.S. And these aren't nobodies. Spain, England, Argentina. They caught the break. Mbappe's still alive. Messi's still alive. You had Ronaldo up until just a few days ago. So
the let's see. The ratings for Mexico, England on Sunday were revealed. 21.7 million on Fox. Combined with 23 million U.S. viewers on Telemundo. Don, almost 50 million. 44.8 million for Mexico, England.
I don't want to get too inside baseball here.
And just in closing, the U.S. Belgium did a combined 42 million across the networks that showed it.
So down, but not significantly.
No, still a huge number.
And also for people that don't realize that, I haven't checked recently, but there was a long time, especially when we were rated and we were following the radio ratings, that like Spanish stations were winning.
Oh, yeah. Spanish stations.
Spanish
La Mega still does very well.
Number one in the New York market. So there are a ton of Latino people or just people that are not from the United States that love soccer that are going to still watch these games. Like Telemundo, to do that kind of number just in this country just shows you how many people still follow. They may be following the other sports, but they're following soccer. They may not be following MLS, but they're following soccer, and they're definitely paying attention to what Mexico's doing, what Argentina's doing.
Today, Spain. I mean, all these countries are big. Because, by the way, even if the sport is so popular that even if there's no team that you have a connection to, it doesn't matter. It's that big. And that's why doesn't it make you think we kind of need to reframe the conversation like about its popularity in America?
But
I mean, these numbers are gigantic.
No, but I think
it's popular.
I think the better conversation to have about this, because the Olympics do similar numbers, is because the lack of saturation. World Cup's every 4 years. Olympics every 4 years. Obviously, it's every 2 years technically because there'll be 2 years winter, 2 years summer. But from summer to summer, from winter to winter, it's 4 years. And what's the most popular sport, or what gets the best ratings here in this country? Football, because it's once a week. That when you oversaturate, when you put too many games on, like baseball's got 162, basketball and hockey have 82, that you can never think to get those numbers because, hey, I missed one game, I'll just watch the game the next day or next couple of days. But it just shows you that when you have something like the World Cup every 4 years, everybody's going to watch it. Would you have these numbers if the World Cup was every year? Not to this extent. You would have great numbers, but not 40 million people watching.
Right.
Like when something comes around every 4 years, it's going to do tremendous numbers, and that's what you see from the Olympics. That's what you see from the World Cup.
And also, can I just throw a couple other notes that have just been on my mind because the soccer thing's been slow to, it's still going on, and the U.S. thing I just think has been painful. I've been hanging on to it. Can we stop? I heard this conversation being had, and I thought it was such a great point. I think it was on Eisen's show, and it was such a great point. Pulisic said, "This is just the beginning." And what a great moment this is for U.S. soccer. We got to stop saying it's the beginning. You have to stop. Like I said, I think it's already very popular. I don't know how much it's going to change. We can have a conversation, Don, about whether or not it needs to grow more, whether it's fine. There's listen, everyone's making money every 4 years. Obviously, everyone's into it. So maybe it's just fine. In terms of the team getting better, this whole idea of it's just the beginning, Don, I'm not the original, and I've been watching it for 32 years. We got to stop saying it's just getting started.
No, listen, I'm older than you. I go back to 1977. The Cosmos were selling out Giant Stadium. I had a friend, Mike Wolf. I'll never forget his name. I went to school with him. I think they moved to Delaware by the time I got to high school, but he was my childhood friend.
Okay.
Loved soccer, played soccer, and he was telling me, Don, you got to get into this, man. It's the fastest growing sport. It's be bigger than baseball. That was 1977. Still wait.
Yeah. So if
stop. Stop.
Either it is what it is.
It is.
But that's it. It's it. Let's just stop.
And it's the same thing I say for hockey fans too, because I do think there's a lot of similarities. It is what it is, and what it is ain't bad.
Exactly.
Okay? So stop it, all right? It's not going to be number one. It's not going to touch football. It's not going to be one of the four majors, but it's got a place. People love it. Every 4 years, the World Cup does monster numbers. You still have people that have access to all of what's happening internationally now. The way television is set up, you can buy the packages to watch and see what's happening in Europe and Asia and everywhere else, and you've got ways to be able to consume it and enjoy it. It is what it is, and what it is good. Same thing with hockey fans, all right? You're the fourth sport. Sorry, you're the fourth sport. That's not bad, all right?
I know. It's exactly right. Just stop. And listen, as far as the U.S. getting better, yeah, that you want your team to be better. There are a million countries, guys. There's so many countries out here whose showings are basically the same as the U.S.'s every 4 years or worse. And they don't say, we're just getting started. You are what you are.
Hey,
we are what we are, Don.
Peter,
it's never changing.
Somebody put up a map of the 7 of the 8 teams that are still alive in the World Cup are all like, there's like a little line on a map of how close they are to each other in Europe. Like, so the rest of the world, you got almost nobody. Like, there's certain countries, only 8 countries have ever won the World Cup in the 96 years we've been doing this. There's a lot of countries that haven't won. There's a lot of countries that are behind, all right? We're not used to being this far behind. That's the point. We've been involved in it for a long time, and we usually as a country figure it out. We figured it out with hockey. We figured it out with other sports. This one, we haven't seemed to be able to figure it out yet.
And that's what it is, Don. It's the American exceptionalism.
Exactly.
We don't accept it. We don't accept, well, if we just keep coming back, it's the beginning, then we'll win. No, guys, this is basically what it is. Now, I did hear one other interesting conversation. Kevin Frazier, who's on is he on Access Hollywood? I forget which one he's on. Is Access?
I know what you're talking about. I've seen the clip. It's on Dan Patrick, right?
He was on Dan Patrick, but I think he's from Access Hollywood. I can't remember which show he's on. But Kevin Frazier does a great job.
He loves Alexi Lalas.
He was complaining about things related to soccer. And he raises his kids in Southern California, and they love soccer. And he was talking about how his kids think they're like, Pele. And he decided to take the kids to like East LA and go play with kids in the hood. And basically, these kids who were playing in the hood, who have none of the things that his kids have, were running circles around his kids. These kids could not keep up with them. And his feeling is that in soccer, it's being gatekept, basically, by a richer crowd who really doesn't want to let and help bring the kids without means to the game. So you have these kids running around being like, I'm the greatest soccer player there is, because they're not playing against the most athletic kids we have. You're telling me that it's just about popularity? It's not opportunity? You're telling me you couldn't convince kids from impoverished areas to be more excited about soccer than other sports if people were showing up to their neighborhoods, recruiting them, giving them great gear, driving them out to great facilities? You could do it. It was a really interesting point. But he doesn't think he said, I'm in Los Angeles and my kids play with no Latin players. Like in Los Angeles. Like, how is that humanly possible? So maybe the game is just doing fundamentally things wrong. I saw Landon Donovan talking about the same thing. He said the current percentage of players, of youth players whose family income is under $50,000 a year, it's like 1%. They're not getting people who aren't rich to play the sport. And that's another thing that's hurting it.
Well, and also if your sports is in Europe, the way to get out of impoverished areas was to pick up a guitar and become a rock star. In the United States, it's always been athletics. So are you going to choose soccer? Or are you going to choose basketball? Are you going to choose football?
Well, you're going to choose. No, but that's my point I'm making. You're going to choose what opportunities are being presented to you. We all know that there's a million stories that in every neighborhood there's a basketball court, and where a good couple of players have come from there. There are recruiters there, and now with the NIL money, believe me, there are people hovering around going, what kids are out here that I can bring to a program? Are they doing that with soccer? The point that he was making is he doesn't see the effort for people to do that.
But what I'm saying is, even if you did, if there was a Bo Jackson, there's a reason why Bo Jackson ended up playing football, because there was a quicker payday. So if I want to get out, if I want to be able to buy my mom a house and I could play any sport, and even if you've given me the ability to be the best soccer player possible and I can get a scholarship, is there big money at the end of the day? Or basketball, where maybe if I'm that good, when I graduate high school, I might be able to go to the NBA and make millions?
I hear you, but that's like further down the path. I mean, you want to get great soccer players. Yeah, you're talking about at 9, 10 years old.
Well,
like you couldn't convince a kid who's young who took to it naturally. You can't forget, kids just love to play. You show the kid the sport, and if he's great at it, listen, neither of us are close to it. It was just interesting to hear it from someone who's a well-to-do guy whose kid plays the sport saying, I'm not seeing it. Now, if you want to see the sport on the biggest stage in the world, Don, FanDuel's changing the game.
There you go.
Because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Well, not anymore. In fact, it's happening. You could be in it right now as we watch this game as we speak. Spain, maybe you're a betting man with Spain. Well, your player goes off, the bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, Belgium or Spain, doesn't matter. The bet continues on with the substitute. So you're in the hunt till the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Let there be goals. this summer on FanDuel. 21 plus, physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. A lot more conversation about the New York Yankees, too, including Joe Girardi, who was on with Bart and Carlin. Or, well, no, it was Ty. What was it, Ty and Bart? It was Ty and Bart today.
Yeah.
So we got some Girardi stuff, some Cashman stuff, a lot of stuff to get to. And, of course, Fraud Friday coming up. And tons of phone calls right here as well. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Calling hard seltzer lovers. Searching for the tastiest seltzer? Look no further. Neutral Vodka Seltzer is absolutely delicious. Made with real vodka and real juice, Neutral keeps it tasty with every sip. With flavors like peach, orange, strawberry, and pineapple, there's something for everyone. Neutral. Keep it tasty. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2026 Anheuser-Busch. Neutral flavored vodka and carbonation. 4.5% alcohol by volume. St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
Joe Girardi.
Boone and Cashman, how long does that last as far as being able to keep getting opportunities and still falling short?
I do believe in places that you have a shelf life. It was time for a change with me. Aaron Boone has done a really good job. It really comes up to Hal Steinbrenner when he thinks it's time to make a change.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. That's how Prime members have saved over $2 billion on grocery and household items. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
D'Agostino Law Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, and I know how a serious accident can change your life just like that.
I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and I understand that with pain comes medical bills and time out of work. Let us get you justice.
This is John Ryan, the closer. For over 35 years, our family has been getting accident victims every dollar they deserve.
I started this firm for the injured, so they can bite back against the insurance companies.
Our legacy is to get you justice. Bite back.
To get you paid. Bite back.
At D'Agostino & Associates, bite back means fight back. When you're hurt and they blame you, we bite back and get you every dollar you deserve. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, so call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. 1-800-248-3222. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge, or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Wherever your day takes you, across New Jersey, into New York, or down to Philadelphia, New Jersey Transit gets you there. Skip the traffic and stay on track. With busy travel periods ahead, plan ahead, check schedules, and allow extra time for your trip. From work days to weekends, New Jersey Transit keeps your routine moving with reliable, convenient service. Ride smart. Plan your trip at njtransit.com.
Now it's time for traffic and Susie Cerrone.
Thanks, guys. There's a stall on the Staten Island Expressway westbound at Victory Boulevard, and that is blocking the left lane. Cross Bronx to the George, about 45 minutes. Outbound Lincoln or Holland, 15 to 20 minutes apiece. Delays a little better at the inbound George, about 20 for either deck. Right lane roadwork on the upper till 4:30 and on the lower till 3:30. Crash in Glen Rock, 208 southbound at Maple Avenue. This report sponsored by the Empire State Building, the country's #1 attractions right in your backyard. Find out why TripAdvisor travelers named the reimagined Empire State Building observation deck as the #1 attraction in the world. Get your tickets at empirestatebuilding.com /radio. Open daily, reservations required. Susie Cerrone for 880 ESPN New York.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know this because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking provides 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. Their local team builds a personalized game plan that actually works, and when you bundle pest control and mosquito services, you score big savings. You want to take care of this summertime. You want to keep the kids away from the bugs and the rodents. My daughter, Jalen, doesn't want to have to deal with this. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com.
Protecting your home inside and out.
What? Who is the lady who's hanging out with you right now?
The lady is Jalen, and she wanted to be on the air, and I saw an opportunity, so I took it.
One of the best reads by a child we've had on this station.
Well,
ever.
Just the fact that we went to a child and she actually talked makes it much better than almost every other child appearance we've ever had on the show.
Nailed it. No pause. It's one of the best reads we've ever had.
You know what?
By the way, better at reads than you already.
Already. So
hurtful, but hurtful.
I think he was taking a shot at me because
it was a bit of both.
I know he. I'm saying it's. I feel hurt for you.
Oh well, I listen. I just think he just sprayed bullets, and if he hit somebody, hit somebody.
Lack of respect.
Maybe he hit us both. But I think he was aiming at me. Either way, but just based off of that, it may be like she's going to follow in my footsteps. It's not going to be Declan or Marco doing sports radio. It'll be Jalen.
Can she rant?
One step at a time.
But listen, she's only 8.
It's true.
I mean, how hard can life be? A good rant is basically coming like 75% of what you're talking about, 25% of just a hard life of things that have gone on. Like how long did it take you to get to work that day? How aggravated you are about your current situation. How can an 8-year-old be aggravated with anything?
Listen, it's a hard life, Don, but you learned.
Let the boy watch.
That's how Don learned.
No, that's an awkward place to be.
Okay. Let's go to the people, Don. Phone line's jammed.
Cool.
Let's talk to the people. 1-800-919-3776. We're currently just ended up, I don't know if you guys know, we are in the true what's the word? Not doldrum. Doldrums?
I think that's the way I say it, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's correct. Doldrums.
Well, yeah, I think we're really, this is as summery as summer gets right here, but we're watching right now. Spain, by the way, just took a 1-0 lead on Belgium in the 34th minute now. Pretty easy to see what Spain did to Belgium's defense that had completely shut down the U.S., but Spain has figured out a way. Let's talk to Bruce in Brooklyn getting us started. What's up, Bruce?
Hi, I'd like to compare soccer scoring strategies to basketball.
Okay.
Now, if you don't count a corner kick or a free kick, I noticed a lot of 30-foot kicks with power, or there's a cross to the middle for a header or kick.
Yes.
And I'm wondering why they don't use basketball plays like for a zone defense, and just some general terms like a give and go, a pick and roll, cut across the middle, zigzag, and the defense. There's defensive lines in soccer. They get very closer to the goal, so it's much harder to make a pass. Just general views on that.
Well, I mean, I think that there is certainly a lot of give and go. I mean, it's not called a give and go, but you certainly see A lot of that. You certainly see someone gets the ball, goes down, as you said, centers it right in front of the goal. And, I mean, the U.S., of course, couldn't do that. And anytime they tried to, it seemed like on Monday, Don, I don't know if you noticed this, every cross was like in the air. They couldn't keep the ball on the ground. You really can't send a cross blazing past someone at like chest height. It doesn't really do very much.
Well,
and the way, in fact, that's how Spain got their goal, by the way. It was a simple cross that someone knocked in off a rebound.
I'm no soccer expert, as you know, but the reason why you can't really compare it to basketball is because of the offside. Right? So every play that you design, you got to be able to keep it in front. So you can't have somebody that's like, down low where you can pass the basketball down to the baseline, kick it back out to the point, and take a shot from the elbow for a three. You can't do that, right? You can't just have you can't have a player just kind of just hanging around there. You got to be able to stay on side, right? You just can't just kind of hang around in front of the net, like that. So that kind of limits the things that you can do compared to basketball, where you don't have to worry about that. You just don't. You just can't go backwards with a backcourt violation, but otherwise,
you can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want. Well, even in hockey with the offside, Peter, once you're onside, you can camp somebody out in front, deflect. But in soccer, correct me if I'm wrong, you can't have somebody ahead even at any point on the field.
No, the defense gets to set the tone of how far you can go.
Right. So that's going to limit your options. And you get it. The Mbappe play, the way they broke it down, like seeing somebody who really knows soccer, like that shot's just hellacious. There's only because he's 30 feet out, right? And it doesn't look like much. You see the ball go, it kind of curves, but in real time, man, there's only a few people on the planet can kick the ball that hard and that accurately with somebody in his face.
It's crazy what they do,
and that's why he's one of the best players in the world.
The best goals in this tournament have just been absolutely insane. By the way, the ref just had such a brutal play in this game, completely stopping play by accidentally getting in the way of a player, like a true come on man kind of moment. Let's go to Jen, who's down in Tampa.
Hi, Jen.
Jen, what's happening?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. First of all, big fan of you guys. I've listened for years and years and years and just never gotten a chance to call in. But I want to thank you guys. You make living in Florida bearable for such a big sports fan and not getting to be up there. So I listen to you guys all day long, or the station, I should say.
Thanks.
But so real quick. Yeah, of course. On the kids soccer, right? So just to the point that you were making, I forgot what the commentator in LA, Peter, that you mentioned. But so my girl is 8. She's actually just a month older than Jalen, Don. And I always remember being heavily pregnant with her when your kids were born. So that's kind of a fun memory for you. But anyway, so she's 8. She's played soccer a couple times, like maybe 3 seasons. I got roped into coaching. But let me tell you something. They're 8 years old. She started when she was 7. It's 8 weeks, Saturdays only. For like 2 hours. They practice, then they play. It's not competitive. It's not travel. And it is like $250 for essentially 10 hours. And this is like the lowest level soccer that you can get into. So, of course.
And we're in Florida. We're in Tampa.
In Florida.
Right.
And I'm outside. I'm like in between Tampa, Sarasota, St. Pete, like kind of right in the middle. But like, there's a pretty strong Latin community. Yeah, soccer is very, popular. And we, keep saying that soccer is the sport that every kid gets introduced to, that, probably the most kids in the U.S. play. But to your point, Peter, you're not getting everybody, because who can afford that? Like, I work a really good job, and I'm very fortunate that I'm able to do it. But even I'm like, man, that's a lot of money. You sure you want to do this? Because you're not that good. Like, maybe we should find something else, because this is costing me a fortune. And bless her, like, it's just not. We're not going to go there. We're not. She's not.
No, you're so right. I sent Marco to the Real Madrid, and that was 9 to 3 Monday through Friday for a solid week. Very, very expensive. He's got the best coaches training him.
Don, we over $1,000 for that?
Oh, easily. Wow. It's the best coaches. They all know what they're doing. But then that's it. Right? And then he goes back to baseball, and then it's nothing really, until the following summer where he does it again. And I can't imagine there's a lot of people that can afford it. Same problem with hockey, right?
Exactly.
Some kids into hockey, I got to buy all this equipment, $700-800, and then you find out 6 months in he doesn't really like it, or she doesn't really like it, or not very good. It's a lot. And the other thing I noticed, Jen, and thank you for the phone call, Peter, all these people are calling our show. I'm listening to other shows. Do you know how many people I heard who don't like soccer, don't know soccer, but yet still would go on the air and say, I coached soccer a few years ago for my son? Like, there are probably so many unqualified people that are coaching soccer. Like, so how can your son or daughter learn if the volunteers and the people that are doing it aren't very knowledgeable about it?
Speaking of knowledgeable, and that's a great point, Don, because, you're just like, oh, anyone could do it. It's just soccer.
Yeah, I'll help out. It looks like they're having fun.
Yeah, let's let them run out and throw a couple cones out there and let them run.
But at some point, you want to teach them the right way. Otherwise, they're not going to be any good, and they're not going to like it.
Right, and they won't be as excited about it if they're not able to get good because they don't have people teaching them to love the game the right way. There was just a moment, speaking of not like understanding what to show, this drives me nuts. So I'm watching this game, 41st minute, by the way, 1-0 Spain, and there was just a dude on Spain. Oh, the equalizer! Anthony, bad news for your under. No one's offside, I believe. I think we're totally clean. We are one apiece.
What's the under?
2.5. He's finished.
Oh, you got 2 goals already. We're not even 40 minutes in.
I love my chances. I'm not going to lie.
No, listen, he was in here at 29 minutes, no goals. He was feeling great. This is the thing about soccer. You look up, we're 40 minutes, it's one apiece. That was a beautiful goal. Now we got some real interest here, Belgium and Spain. Now, they show Don, this play happens for Spain. I don't know who the guy was. He hits a double move. Just the most ridiculous juke. Like you just make a nasty face watching it. Like, ow, wow. And then they go to replays. I'm like, I say to Jacob and Anthony, I have a button I can push and talk to them. I'm like, you guys got to see this replay. They show 2 replays, Don, and the replay is just of the player kicking the shot that misses the goal. Like, it was an incredible move. They show 2 replays. Neither is of the move. So it's like, even as much as big as this sport is, I feel like even the people in the truck sometimes don't know what to show. Good Lord. Let's go to, the Griffster's here in Connecticut. What up, Griff?
Hey, guys. I think we have what the U.S. did perfectly, the chocolate soft serve in their pants. Drop them down. Because that's exactly what the U.S. did on whatever day.
Monday.
Because that's exactly what they did. The first goal even shows you it when they stand around there and they're like, are we supposed to clear the ball? Yes.
In your pants.
Yeah, that's what they did. When they're standing there, they're like, should we clear the ball? Yeah, you should clear the ball. It's called soccer, people.
Now, Griffin, do you remember when you called in and you said there's no reason they shouldn't win? Do you remember I said to you, I'm a bit older than you. I know they've looked good, but like you can't assume they're going to look how they've looked. I'm sorry that I was so right.
Peter,
yeah.
I thought we were going to take 3 steps forward.
Yeah.
I did not know we were going to take 3 steps forward and 3 steps backwards right where we were before. I thought we were heading in a direction where we were going to take little baby steps forward. So I thought we were going to be able to win a round, and then I was like, okay, then we're going in the right direction. I didn't think we were just going to take 3 steps forward and go back to square one where we were before.
No,
we're right back to the same situation we were in before.
No, Griffin, thank you for the call, buddy. We love you. Totally. And I think it was really frustrating to feel like, wow, we legitimately are doing something different. Oh, the loss was so brutal that it makes you even forget how good they looked in the other games because they looked completely outmatched. That's the thing I find odd. And by the way, I'm watching now Belgium play a top flight team in Spain, and you can see this is a very good team. There's no question about it. But that does not change the fact that from the second that game started, the U.S. just never even looked like they were there to play. We'll keep talking to you guys on this and everything else throughout the day. We got some Yankees to get into, some football as well. What's the number? 1-800-919-3776. I have too many 800. I almost gave the Sirius number, which I gave out many times earlier today. We'll talk to you next. It is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on down the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This July, join us for the Great American Giveaway and your chance to win your share of $175,000. Earn entries daily all month long. Then be here on July 31st from 3 till 6 p.m. when 2 lucky winners will be drawn every hour to win up to $20,000 cash. Then at 7 p.m., one grand prize winner will take home $75,000 cash at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Bakery owners, you will be loved today. Every pastry will be flaky. Your cake will make a child's day. Your delivery van won't get sideswiped by a distracted garbage truck driver. But if so, breathe easy, knowing you'll get back to business quickly with Progressive protecting your commercial auto. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it, like that. Ask your phone, group chat, smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time, no waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
Oh, baby, you hear that? You know what it is. Wolfpack, baby. And speaking of the NWO, this week was 30 years since Hulk Hogan dropped the leg and was the third man. One of the greatest moments. I'll call it bump wrestling. It's one of the greatest moments in television. That's just an incredible, incredible moment. Don, if you go back and watch it, if you just go
I did. I saw it on social media.
And you clicked it?
Yesterday, and I clicked it and I watched it, yeah.
Do you see the garbage flying into the ring? Like it's just such an electric... I don't know if we're capable. It almost feels like in some ways the end of innocence. Because like now you could never picture anyone buying into anything enough. Like the fans would all cheer, and they'd enjoy it. But would they be angry enough because they've like bought in enough? We live in a different time in that way. But we are here, Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Hahn is off for the day. But Don and myself, we started off talking about the Red Sox plane troubles. they are now in the air, and all should be good and ready to go with the Mets tonight. And we're talking soccer because it's Spain and Belgium 1-1 in this quarterfinal matchup, and the phone lines have lit up with people wanting to keep talking about the soccer. Let's go to Lou in Palm Bay. What's up, Lou?
Hey, what's up, Peter? What's up, LaGreca?
What's up?
Not much. Just trying to talk about the Pulisic comments about soccer being so hard and his ankle being rolled, and how much, like, we do that every day. Everyone plays through stuff like that. That's nothing.
I didn't have – see, I think people misunderstood why people were upset with Pulisic comments. It was his tone. Well, you know, I'll just take some time. I'll be ready for what? The world was watching you in the World Cup. We understood that you were banged up, but it kind of felt like, all right, well, listen, we didn't win. But you know what? I'm going to be fine, and I'm going to go back to whatever I'm doing. And my like I
yeah.
heard,
Thanks for hanging out with me for the last few weeks, but I'll be around a little bit.
Like the way I heard the reporting, and I'm not saying the reporting is wrong, but like after it was over, it's like, yeah, he's going to be out like a month. A month from what? Like people were watching the World Cup. People don't care what you're moving on to.
No, listen. Obviously,
some do.
Obviously, there'll be a time to start talking about friendlies and building up to Copa America. Will they qualify for that and Gold Cup this and CONCACAF? But right now, to Don's point, the whole world isn't thinking about like the next 4-year cycle, bro. You just broke our hearts. We wanted to be playing on Friday,
right? And it didn't feel like his heart was broken.
And you have to factor in, yes, the injury was legitimate on Monday, but the guy has just been injured constantly. It's not just then. He just doesn't play enough to be the guy who's supposed to be your best player.
And what we do, and maybe this is the misunderstanding, and this is why we had so much fun talking about, like, why don't they stop the clock? Like, we're used to how sports are handled here. And we love the players that fight through their pain. We love the players that afterward don't make excuses. Well, we love Derek Jeter. What did Derek Jeter always say? I was out there playing. I don't get an excuse. I'm out there. If I'm out there, I can't talk about the injury. If the injury was that bad, then I shouldn't have been out there. But once I suit up and go out there, I can't use it as an excuse. And then after, we played that 9-second cut a bunch of times back on Tuesday. It just felt like, oh, shucks. And we're used to athletes, crying because they missed their opportunity, right? Like, we just came off watching the Olympics where Team Canada, guys that have won Stanley Cups, are in tears receiving their silver medal because they didn't win. They're disgusted with themselves. And this guy was like, it's frustrating.
No,
but,
I'd rather have someone who can't talk.
Right.
No, honestly, I'd rather it be Pulisic wouldn't speak. He couldn't even make himself available.
Now, maybe
I'd prefer that.
Maybe that's the way it should be, Peter. Maybe we take it way too seriously. Maybe he's got it right. But all I know is how we react to sports here in the United States. It's like death. Losing's like death.
Yeah, it's
athletes not looking at it that way. Now, again, I'm being completely unfair. I'm basing it off a 9-second cut. I'm sure he was gutted by what happened. But we can only go by what we hear. And I don't know if we still have the cut, Peter. You could probably find it in the system. It kind of just felt like, frustrated, but it's all right. I'll be out for a little while, but I'll be back.
Yeah. We'll play in a second. It's not great. Let's go to Josh. What's up, Josh?
Hey, can you hear me?
Kind of. You're breaking up a bit. You're there, but you're breaking up a bit. What do you got? Let's try.
Give me a second.
Okay, let's we'll give you a second here.
Sure.
Yeah, take your time. I'll pick up someone else in the meantime. Let's go to George in Tacoma. You're in Washington, George. You were at the U.S.-Belgium game.
Yeah, I worked the game. I worked because gymnastics is so incredibly expensive. So, a bunch of parents work at different venues there. But the crowd before the game was way into it. Everybody was in a great mood and super happy and dressed up and all those things. But I have to say that walking out with 67,000 people, they didn't seem too upset about the loss. It seemed like, I guess they lost earlier in the game and people were resigned to the fact of it. But you see other teams playing, you see these, fans, and they're like crying in the stands when their team is down and losing. But on the train home, there were two kids that were talking in their 20s, and one kid said, man, I thought he summed it up perfectly. Belgium was in demon mode that entire game. And it seemed like they were right. Like, Belgium had something to prove and something to say. And then the Americans, all these people walking out, everybody was talking about something else. Nobody was talking about the game.
You know what, George? Thank you for the call. That was exactly my point the other day about all the mishigas around everything that happened. Whether it was Trump's involvement or whether they just made the decision, however they got to it, as good as Balogun is, Don, that decision did not work to the U.S.'s advantage. That whole idea that they were in demon mode, Belgium had a battery in their back. Don, I'm sorry, I believe that stuff. They really went into that game with a chip on their shoulder.
It ticked them off. And that's why I think there is such thing as bulletin board fodder. It fired them up, and it put the U.S. kind of on a silver platter for them, and they weren't ready for that.
And then
they weren't ready for that stage.
And then when you add in, not only Belgium was already a better team than the U.S. They're a more talented, more experienced, better team, and now they think they've been cheated.
Yeah, and now the U.S. goes from a feel-good story to the target on their back. And the world was like vultures ready to jump on them. And in that, what was the tweet from Team USA or USA Soccer after the loss? We believed, you believed. Well, it sounds like if the people left Seattle not upset, I don't know if anybody really believed.
Or you know what though, it might have just been, Don, they had 2 hours to get over it, because it in about 5 minutes in, you went when they scored 61 seconds after the U.S.'s goal to match, you just felt terrible. But guys, the tournament continues on, and on the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel's changing the game, because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Well, not anymore. With FanDuel's Super Sub, dig this, Don, your player gets subbed out, guess what? You stay in.
Love it.
That's right. The bet continues on even if your player is subbed out of the game. This is a major opportunity, because sometimes you lose your player mid-game and you think, I'm donezo. Well, not with FanDuel, not now. All right? Trust and believe. You do not want to see your hopes disappear because someone needed a water break. Well, it's not going to happen. The bet continues on with that substitute, and you're in it to the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. 21 plus, physically present in New York. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. More of your calls. We also have Fraud Friday coming up in just a bit. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
This is the Michael Kay Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael Kay Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
Miller time. People think it just happens, but that's not true. You know what you gotta do? You gotta go say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Forget the couch. Go to that thing. Play the game. See them in person. Talk to that stranger. Live a little. Small acts of rebellion that bring us together. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Tickets are on sale now at fanaticsfest.com as Fanatics Fest NYC returns to the Javits Center on Thursday, July 16th through the 19th. The world's #1 sports fan festival puts you where sports, collecting, culture, and entertainment collide. See stars like Tom Brady, Aaron Judge, Jalen Brunson, and hundreds more, including live panels and podcasts, exclusive merch, and Fanatics games with $2 million in prizes. prizes. Go to fanaticsfest.com to get your tickets today.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
ESPN New York is your home for the world champion New York Knicks. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Time now for the weekend weather report, which is brought to you by Neutral. Saturday, not great. 61% chance of thunderstorms. The high is going to be 80. On Sunday, though, gorgeous. High of 86 and sunny all day. If you're venturing down the shore, a little bit more rain on Saturday with a high of 77, but again, gorgeous on Sunday, high of 81 and sunny. So kind of a mixed bag this weekend as far as the weather is concerned. That is your weekend weather report, and it's brought to you by Neutral. Keep it tasty with Neutral Vodka Seltzer, made with real vodka and real fruit juice. Enjoy responsibly.
As we continue on this Friday, this Jay-Z Yankee Stadium Friday, I'm off to the stadium tonight, Don. My first time at the stadium this season will be to see an always winning team, Jay-Z. You know, Rock Nation's always winning. At least based on how much money they've taken from me and my family this year. Good Lord.
It's just Jay-Z. Is there an opener?
They did not announce anyone else for it. I don't know. What do you think, Jake? You think we get a DJ? You think it's anything? You think it's just quiet stage till he comes out?
It might be a DJ of some sort. I'm more interested.
But it has to be a bit. Listen, it's Jay-Z. It ain't going to be just any. Like, if it's a DJ, it's going to be like something.
No, R.P. Clark Kent, but that's probably the guy who I thought would have been the DJ.
Well, definitely RIP to my friend Clark Kent. It will definitively not be him. So I need you to come up with someone who's with us still. Could it be?
Oh. Did he just say that somebody who's dead might DJ?
Well, Clark passed now a year and change ago, and he was saying it's who he would have thought.
Oh,
so
okay.
Listen, I know what he's saying.
That would be something.
I know exactly what he's saying because Clark would have been the perfect guy to do that. And by the way, I actually saw Clark, God bless him, at Yankee Stadium for Hip Hop 50 a few years ago, did a tremendous set, and he has a great history with Jay-Z, especially particularly with this Reasonable Doubt album that he's performing tonight, which he produced on and A&R'd on and all that stuff. But anyways, I don't know who it would actually be now that Clark's not with us. I don't know who, but my thought is it'll be no one, Don. Jay, where he's at in the stage of his career, he rightfully thinks rather highly of himself. And I think the idea of even bringing out anyone is kind of like, who's worthy? That's how it feels, right, Jake? Like, no, it's going to be a black stage, and when the light goes on, it's on him, and that's it, and he performs till it's over, and then the lights go out.
Yeah, I do agree with that, but it might be even like a Mary come out for like a guest appearance for like one of his songs.
No, I don't. I hate to do this to Jacob, because he didn't intend to have a tough day, Don. He just showed up.
No, I already know where you're going.
Mary has a residency in Las Vegas tonight. She will not be. So you are 0 for 2 between life and death.
But she's
travel.
But she's alive.
Well, he's going the right direction. He went to someone who is definitively still with us. However, she's physically not with us. So can he get to someone living in the tri-state? That would be the next step for Jacob.
Jacob doesn't want to hear about things like death and residency.
Yeah, he doesn't care about location, whether on this planet.
I call him Funk.
I know. It will not be Funk Master Flex. Sorry, Kay.
I call him Funk.
Well, that's fine, but he's still not going to be. Natalie and I have
DJ Juanito.
No, well, Juanito, I'm sure will be there, but it will not be on the stage.
I would love that for Juanito.
Oh, that would be great for him. But guess what? He'll be there, I'm sure, but not there.
I'm sure I'll be corrected on social media about this, but like I know growing up,
sure,
like Shea had big acts. Like Shea was very well known around the world.
The Beatles to you and
because
me.
the Beatles played there. The Police played at Shea Stadium. Not so much Yankee Stadium, but recently I feel like the new Yankee Stadium has had more concerts than Citi Field.
Well, Bad Bunny helped with that.
Well, but I saw
Jay-Z.
My first time at the new Yankee Stadium was to see Paul McCartney. They had that the big metal show there with Metallica and Slayer and Anthrax.
Can you believe I went and you didn't?
That's crazy. But you know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's been acts at Citi Field, but it seems like way more at the new Yankee Stadium.
That's a really great call. Like, Citi does not seem to be taking on the Shea tradition, which it's odd when you think about it. You would think that Citi would be like a little less like holier than thou and have lots of concerts. And really, Yankee Stadium, they did the Jay-Z, Eminem. They did, as you said, the Big Four metal one. Bad Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Joel has played Yankee Stadium. Has Billy Joel played Citi too?
I believe he has, yeah.
Or did Billy Joel and Elton John play Citi?
Ringo and his band are at Forest Hills this fall, Don.
Don, you know how Don feels about Ringo.
Ringo's, listen, say what you want. Ringo the other day turned 86.
Wow. If he's a day.
I mean, come on, man.
Can he DJ tonight?
I'm taking 86. He's touring at 86.
That's right. You just want to be on this planet.
Michael would not take 86.
No.
I think he would be offended you even asked him.
Yeah, 86. He'd be sickened by that.
He would kill him.
And how old's Michael right now?
65.
65. He's 21 years.
Yeah.
That's a lifetime. It's not bad, but he's not taking it. I'm trying to see what happened on at Paul Simon the last couple nights. I guess Art Garfunkel didn't come out. I guess we would know.
We would have heard that.
Edie Brickell came out. I saw her.
They're still married, right?
Sure they are.
Okay.
I have to tell you, by the way, if
Sweeney Murdy was there?
Sure. If you've not spent any time with it, and I'm guessing you haven't, Don, Paul's last album that he's been touring with on this whole tour, Seven Psalms, is really good.
Okay, I should listen.
You really should. I read recently from someplace serious, I don't remember where, they were saying it's the best album, the best recent album made by any artist of that generation. Like any like attempts by the old guys to do something, this is the best one. Like this is, okay. And he's been touring it now for 2 years. Like he clearly sees it as a real one of his bodies of work. It's definitely worth listening to. Let's talk to some people before we get to Fraud Alert Friday coming up at 4:30.
Yes.
So many people to talk about. Let's go to Mike in Hawthorne. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys. How are you? Hey, Don.
Good.
Just when you're on hold, so many things bounce around. Peter, that thing with, I remember that 30 years with Hulk Hogan. That was a whole different world back then, man. That was crazy. That was absolutely, you know what kind of show when that went on. But talk about the soccer stuff a little bit about that woman from Florida who called. I've been involved in sports my whole life. Don knows that, and I started getting involved in soccer just because my daughter was getting a little bit older, and I was at a clinic one time, and this guy was talking about soccer, an older gentleman, and the stuff that he was saying to kids and things like that. And I said, holy crap, I got to become a soccer coach. These guys were out of their mind. But what my friend and I did to save our team money is we went to a clinic and learned the game from guys from South America, and they had a clinic down in Union, New Jersey. And I went there every Saturday for 2 months and learned the game. And if we would make coaches, we became better coaches and we became better soccer guys because we learned the game from the inside out. If they wanted, in my opinion, if they want American soccer to get even better and better, they need to get the coaches to be better and better, because all of a sudden become Ronaldo. You became Ronaldo when he's 6 years old, and you got to coach him the right way, and you got to do it the right way. And it's hard because soccer is an unbelievable sport, and it's a really hard sport. It's a really difficult sport, and if you're playing two or three or four sports, you're not going to be that good at it. And also, to Don's point before, I remember going when Pelé and Canalia and all those guys played, and Canalia used to go to Lord Jim's in Hawthorne. It was crazy. And soccer was so big, and one of my best friends was like, this is going to take off. He was from Germany. He was a soccer guy. And I just, to your point, Peter, this might be what it is. This might be as good as it gets.
Because, Mike, because it did take off, right? Like, it became, across the world, the biggest thing. It's number one. It's the biggest sport in the world. It did, and it's even bigger now than it was when your friend, and thank you for the call, Mike, was telling you about it. It got even bigger across Europe and South America and everywhere else, and here, than it was 40 years ago. But what we are here, unless you're going to make huge fundamental changes, and again, I'm not talking about viewership, because I think the viewership of soccer here is fine. I'm talking about the team just getting better. Don, to me, I'm fine with where it's at popularity-wise. It's very popular. You're right. You said it perfectly. It's never catching football. It's never catching basketball. No. It's not catching baseball. Well, baseball's the only one that, because it goes the wrong direction, you don't know. But it's not catching the top couple sports here. My question just is, can they get better? And what are they doing at the youth levels to get better so we can just compete when we do get to the World Cup?
We've tried with MLS, and I guess it's worked to a certain extent. I'm old enough to remember the Indoor Soccer League. I don't know if you remember that, Peter. That was a big deal for a little while, and then it kind of fizzled out. And then when the women won the World Cup, they had the WUSA. Like, we've tried to get it to
Actually, we just found out we're getting a team here. There's going to be a women's soccer team playing in Queens starting in 2028.
Right, when they get that next to Citi Field.
Right.
Is that where the Gotham are going to play?
Yeah, they're going to share. Yeah. They're going to share the stadium.
So
that could be a big moment in New York. Actually,
it is what it is. But what it is isn't bad, and I don't know what else you want to do.
Don, what it is something that has YouTube and Netflix and Disney supposedly getting into a multi-billion-dollar bidding war for the next one. This, for all of the talk about when will soccer be more. Don, when was the last time? Like, what other sporting event takes over this much time where you're hearing people talk about it every day? You're seeing bars every day. Don, I don't know what the numbers will mete out in terms of viewing on television based on how many games they play, etc. Culturally, correct me if I'm wrong. Guys, this doesn't feel much bigger than the NCAA tournament.
Of course
this feels so much bigger. So, let's not act as if it's not huge.
Right.
This is huge. It's stopping everything.
Well, listen, it's huge, and it doesn't need the USA to be huge.
Right.
And that kind of insults us, right? Like, it feels like a slap in the face. Like, wait a minute, you don't need us at all? But, then when this is over and they crown their champion at MetLife Stadium, everything will settle down, and it'll be what it is, and then it'll become a bigger deal again in 4 years. That's how it is. And then when we try to make it American, when we try to get involved in it, it just hasn't stuck. But we still like the sport, but it's the one sport we really like that we're just not very good at.
There's an ironic part of this. Sorry, wrong button. There's an ironic part to this whole conversation, of course. And I think it kind of plays perfectly into where me and Don are landing here, which is that for all the complaining people do, it's pretty damn big. Guys, we can't keep a phone line open on this conversation. So, I mean, this is a thing that people really care about. Let's go to Andrew in Queens. What's up, Andrew?
What's up, fellas? How we doing?
Good, buddy.
Got to tell you, love the Peter Don vehicle. Nothing against Alan, but it's such a good show, especially on a Friday. Before my World Cup point, I was at Paul Simon on a couple nights ago on Wednesday night, and I got to tell you, for an 84-year-old, again, obviously the voice is frail, but the man played, roughly 2 hours, and I got to tell you, Peter, I wasn't a fan of the studio version of the Psalm,
Seven Psalms,
his new album, but I got to tell you, in person, very impressive. Like very, very.
He started the show with it.
He did. Yeah. He played the album completely through like a movement piece where it just he was like there's no stopping, just played all the way through. Did an intermission, and then we did a bunch of solo stuff, a couple deep cuts, a bunch of Simon and Garfunkel. Took a break, did an encore, and then he did another solo encore where he did America for the first time in like 3 or 4 years, which was incredible to hear live.
So that I will say, it's the first full version since 2021, And I will tell you that's the only one that's hitting me a little bit in the plums at this moment.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten very into America in the last year. I don't know why, Don. America, I've always liked it, but it's become one of my absolute favorites in the last year. So that's
really what changed?
It just ended up on a playlist, and I ended up playing it a lot for Maya, and I just love it. I pay attention to it in a different way and hear it differently. I'm sorry. Keep going, man. My bad.
No, you're good. It was beautiful to hear it live, and it was my girlfriend's first time seeing him, and she's a big, almost famous fan, so that was off the soundtrack. So the fact that he played that, it was incredible. And then hearing him play the boxer too, I would suggest. I know there's not a lot of videos. They were saying don't take videos during the show or whatnot, but if you can find a video of current Paul Simon singing the boxer, where the final line is, the fighter still remains. Hearing an 84-year-old sing that, battle scarred and everything, it's very, very moving. So I highly recommend. Anyway, to my World Cup point, look, I think personally FIFA lucked out with the U.S. getting knocked out on two reasons, and it was for FIFA and it was for Balogun. One, I think FIFA needed there to be some sort of a undisputed, no doubt that the United States lost. Because it wasn't because of the red card.
Oh no,
suspended, whatever. They had the U.S. lose big to Belgium. There was no controversy, and so it's kind of like, all right, well, the U.S. is out now. We don't have to worry about it anymore.
True.
No one's going to really talk about it in the U.S. So there was that, and then my cousin, who is a big soccer fan as well too, he told me, he's like, well, I feel bad for Balogun. And I said, no, listen, this is the best thing that could have happened for him, because if the U.S. had won, they would have kept playing the controversy that actually the Belgium coach spoke about in pre-match when he said, if the U.S., he goes, I feel bad for the U.S. because if they win, everyone's always going to say, yeah, well, if they didn't have the red, or if they had the red card, who knows what would have happened and everything. So Balogun, the best thing that happened to him is that now the tournament's over, and yeah, it sucks that he's out, but he was a non-factor in that match, and now he can kind of just resume his career, and people, it'll be a footnote.
I agree.
Oh yeah, see, he got the rules bended for him, and he changed the game and led the U.S. to a win, and Belgium got screwed, whatever. So in that sense, I think FIFA lucked out with the U.S. winning. It sucks for the United States. Don't get me wrong, but
no,
again,
it's a really good point. Andrew, thank you for the call. It's a really good point. Listen, I think still people would have traded it and rather had the U.S. play another game.
Of course.
But personally for Balogun, is there some upside that you can just move on? Yeah. He obviously seemed very affected by it. I don't know if you saw, he went and apologized to the coaches of Belgium who kind of were giving him a hug and hey, dude, no one blames you that they reinstated you.
I didn't like the involvement with the president just because it's set up for the whole thing to be tainted if they made a run. And maybe a lot of people don't care about that.
Don's dead.
It was undeserving.
He's back.
It would have been undeserving, right?
Well, no, there are people who would have thought that for sure. It would have existed as a thing.
And I know we're not supposed to care what people think, but I think the world would have looked at it as, oh, look at the pool they were in. They get a break from Trump, and you wouldn't really be able to appreciate the run.
By the way, did Trump ever say anything after the game? He was so chatty the day of the game, people congratulating him. Did he ever say anything about after it then turned out to be the biggest
I'm sure he had
history?
to be asked about it.
But
whether he answered, I'm sure he did. I just didn't hear it.
Let's go to Pat in Maine. What's up, Pat?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good,
man.
Hey, Pete, sorry. Forgive the ignorance of the question if I have a second. Wrestling, right?
Sure.
Is it like you're waiting for a new episode every time you watch stuff? I just never, and it's probably a terrible question. I'm just curious. I just never really figured it out.
You mean what's the mentality in terms of watching it week to week?
Yeah.
I think I even though this is very cliched, I do think from a episodic standpoint, soap opera is the best comp. Because it never ends.
Dude, I was thinking that. I didn't want to come on here and say soap opera and be insulting.
No, it does feel like insulting, but what else can you compare it to when it goes on forever? And so, there are literally connections. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns are two of the biggest guys in the industry. Both of them have connections that go back 50-some years. So, I think it's the best comp.
Well,
interesting. Okay, cool. And if you don't mind, I got a soccer point. And Don, you were saying about, a couple of people have gone about the coaching and just these volunteers. And like my kid, his A1 sport is soccer. He loves soccer. And you really just see these, it's literally all volunteer coaches. So when our team gets out there and, takes a dump on the field, you can just see that the talent, difference may start like when you're 6, 7, 8, where it's just like Joe Blow's dad, babysitting his son and doing the soccer thing. Like it's wild. And I see some of the best coaches around here teaching my kid. And to be honest with you, they're European. Like they're coming over here. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting that I think we're losing soccer like before these kids even get started, to be honest.
That's a really interesting point, Pat. Thank you, man.
It's so, what's weird, Peter? Baseball is so ingrained in most American psyche. A lot of them played it, know the game because it's our sport, right? And it's been around forever. Every high school has it. Like understanding baseball is not a big deal. So when I was coaching Marco, it came instinctual for me. I went back to when my dad taught me the game and all the way that I played it. It wasn't anything I had to study, but I was running into other people that weren't from this country or didn't grow up with baseball, and you're almost floored by somebody that doesn't know it. But then again, why would they? If they didn't grow up in this country, why would they understand the vernacular? Why would they understand the game if they didn't grow up with it? They might have grown up with soccer. That's me with soccer.
Right.
So if I'm out there with Marco, I can maybe show him a few things that I know, but what really do I know? I didn't grow up with it. It's not in my DNA the way baseball is, the way football is.
I mean, like truthfully, you can show him exactly how to throw a baseball. Can you show him how to properly kick a soccer ball?
No, I can't. And if I can't get Marco to throw the ball right, in a couple of years he's going to quit because he's not going to be able to throw it properly. He's not going to have any fun. He's not going to be any good at it, and he's going to quit. So why wouldn't the same thing happen in soccer? If you don't have the right people teaching him, when they're 5 or 6, they're running around, they're kicking the ball, everybody feels like they participate, right? So there's no strikeout, there's no tackled, so everybody gets to have fun and they get sweaty and they actually did something. But then once they start to grow, and if they don't know the fundamentals, they're not going to be interested in it. Because how could you possibly be good if you don't know how to do it? And if you don't have the right people teaching you how to do it? In baseball, it's easy because everybody's got it in their DNA, but soccer's not that way. So unless you're somebody that played the sport, grew up with the sport, and how many people in the United States can say that they grew up with soccer the way they grew up with baseball and football or basketball?
James in Baltimore, what do you got?
Hey, so I'm kind of agreeing with your point in a lot of ways. And I think, honestly, the number one issue with soccer is, obviously access and the money. But the reason that so many countries, specifically look at France, they're probably the best team in the world. They're the favorite to win it. The reason they are so good at soccer is because they start playing in the cities when they're like 5, right? You have a ball. Soccer should be the easiest sport to play. You don't need anything except the ball and some space that you can kick it around with your friends. But in the U.S., we have such this barrier where all of these rich kids play it because they have the money to do so, and kind of the poorer kids can't because we have such this barrier, not even with coaches, but just in general. So really, I think what people keep saying is, this World Cup's the start. It's really just because, we want people to start playing the sport. And if you see someone kicking around the ball on Fifth Ave or near Fifth Ave, that's a step forward for this country, just getting people to play. And then, of course, we need better coaches. We need better access. But the quote-unquote getting started is about, getting kids to start playing the game, and then you can take the next step with coaching and whatnot.
Yeah, which to me, and thank you for the call, James. No, I hear what you're saying. To me, it comes back to that thing we heard Kevin Frazier. And by the way, Kevin Frazier's Entertainment Tonight. I disrespected our very own network, and it's terrible. And he used to be on ESPN. Kevin Frazier's point is that, it should be really easy, but that most of these other sports, when it comes to the youth programs, football, basketball, and even baseball has made a real effort in the past several years. They're going into communities and trying to seek out kids who could be great athletes. And the point he was making is he doesn't think soccer's doing that. That's why he called it gatekeeping. Like, they don't want to do it. Like, they'd rather have the best kid be this rich kid who's not as good as the actual best kid who's now going to go play basketball instead. They're not interested in that kid. That's what he's suggesting. And it's an interesting, obviously, Don and I, neither of us are close enough to it to know, but it was certainly interesting. Interesting also will be Fraud Alert Friday. The inbox is full. We talked to you right here on ESPN New York.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
Joe Girardi. Boone and Cashman, how long does that last as far as being able to keep getting opportunities and still falling short?
I do believe in places that you have a shelf life. It was time for a change with me. Aaron Boone has done a really good job. It really comes up to Hal Steinbrenner when he thinks it's time to make a change.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
Hey, let me ask you something. Would you seat your 3-year-old child on a windowsill? Would you seat them beside a lit fireplace or by the deep end of a pool? One last question. Would you seat your child in a car seat that's not correct for them? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. For more information, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Fans, arrive early at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, August 8th for the 78th Annual Old Timers Day presented by Fresh Direct. See Yankees legends put on the pinstripes again and take the field at Yankee Stadium. Relive memories of your favorite former Yankees and make new memories with your family. After the Old Timers Day ceremony and game conclude, stick around to see your Bronx Bombers take on Atlanta. Get your Saturday, August 8th Old Timers Day tickets presented by Fresh Direct at yankees.com/tickets today.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. That's how Prime members have saved over $2 billion on grocery and household items. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Now it's time for traffic and Susie Cerrone.
Pretty tough out there this afternoon, guys. An accident on the inbound George upper deck of the George. 2 right lanes are out on the New York side, so 40 for the upper, 20 at the lower, better at the inbound Lincoln or Holland. Stall on the Van Wyck northbound at Atlantic Avenue in the center lane. Queens Midtown Tunnel, Manhattan bound. An accident has 2 left lanes out. And there's a stalled car on the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, Brooklyn bound, blocking a lane. We are sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drugged driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit mad.org. I'm Susie Cerrone for 880 ESPN New York.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
When we started Oakland Roots Sports Club, we needed a strong foundation. Gusto has had our back since day one, making sure every hire, every paycheck, and every player is taken care of. They're the team behind our team. With Gusto, we stay rooted and give Oakland the love it deserves. I'm Idris Argandawal, co-founder of Oakland Roots and Gusto customer since 2018.
See why 500,000 businesses trust Gusto for payroll, HR, and more. Get started for free at gusto.com/roots.
Did you or someone you know participate in fraudulent fan behavior?
I'm a fraud with a capital F.
Is your friend a fraud?
I have been a complete and utter fraud.
Are you a fraud?
What is fraud?
Let's ask Don McGreca.
Screw! Go scratch yourself!
Brought to you by D'Agostino Law.
God bless. We got some Yankees to get into, some football as well. 8 what's the number?
1-800-919-3776.
Did Don just reply to a drop of mine thinking it was live?
Yes.
I thought it was live.
Wow.
Okay. No, that happened earlier. All right, everyone. And look, Don had something earlier, too.
One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com.
Protecting your home inside and out.
By the way, if we don't run that on a commercial, we're failing as a radio station. We're failing as a radio station.
And nobody wants to do that.
No.
Especially a radio station.
Listen, I know Marco may be the athlete. I think we just found out who the broadcaster is.
Yes.
Holy cannoli!
I mean, listen, that's good. He sounds like Chris Farley on the air. You know what I mean?
Which is not nothing. But
which is not nothing. But listen to this.
One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com.
Protecting your home inside and out.
I mean, give her a...
Marco will be a broadcaster.
Well, yeah.
After 15 years in MLB, he'll get a seat right next to David Ortiz on Fox, and then
that's
you
right.
played baseball. Now you get
go.
broadcast.
Now you go. But he'll pale compared to his sister's at that point Hall of Fame broadcast career. All right, let's talk to the people, shall we? DHRESPN@gmail.com if you want to get us your Fraud Friday questions.
Yes.
Let's see. Cody writes us. Honorable Judge LaGreca, I was born and raised a New York Rangers fan. Lived and died with the team as long as I can remember, which is roughly 1997. When the Golden Knights entered the league in 2017, my friends and I marveled at the way they managed their expansion draft, talked ourselves into their chances to be a contender, and placed a $2,000 bet. No way.
Wow.
At 500-1 odds for $1 million payout. As we all know, they went on that magical run to the finals where they lost to Ovi and the Caps. And it was difficult to not find myself rooting for them considering the financial implications. My friends and I ended up hedging our bets. Roughly 1/3 of the bet before the conference final and 1/3 of the bet before the Stanley Cup finals, and walked away with roughly $100,000 each.
Wow, man.
That's
crazy.
This life-changing sum of money helped me to enroll in grad school, to obtain my master's degree, and eventually land my dream job. Naturally, it has been very difficult for me to root against the Vegas Golden Knights ever since. I know in my heart of hearts, I would never root for the Knights to beat the Rangers if they met in the Stanley Cup final, as much as I would never call them my favorite team. But considering I have essentially rooted for them since their inception, would I be a fraud to call the Knights my second favorite or Western Conference team? Thank you for your time. Cody in Connecticut.
Ready, Peter?
I'm ready.
No fraud.
Wow.
Matter of fact, you'd be a moron not to make them your second favorite team. $100,000, and you're able to help your schooling, grad school, get your dream job.
My
how would you not have a soft spot in your heart for the Golden Knights? They're not a rival. They're not in the same conference. He admitted that he would still root for the Rangers against the Golden Knights, but how do you not have a special place in your heart for a team that did that for you? No fraud.
by the way, though, the fraud or no fraud is so the side note to this story.
That's an incredible story.
The fact that, we all fancy ourselves to some degree. I know some people find this hard to believe. We all fancy ourselves people who know something about sports and have a good inkling or inclination when it comes to what's going to happen. Don, those are some very knowledgeable fans. And I'm aware of how well they did in the expansion draft, but still, the odds were what they were for a reason.
Yeah.
And not only did they say, hey, that's a thought, let's each put up $1,000.
Which is not nothing.
Which is not nothing for a college kid, but also is an amount that maybe if you worked summers, maybe you have $10,000 and you go, you know what, I'm going to throw $1,000 at it. And it's a big number. They took a huge swing. And I would like a follow-up email. I want to know exactly how they hedged the bets to still end up with $100,000.
Well, they mentioned it. They hedged it the other way on
before the two.
The conference final and the final? Oh, you mean how much money they put up?
But think about it, because that was still a risk, too. And no. And what do you mean, though? They bet it before, so they bet them again?
Read that. No, can go back to when they said they hedged, because the hedge means that they bet the other way. That means they bet against Vegas in the Western Conference final, probably lost that one.
So he said,
and then bet against them, and then bet the Caps to win.
He said, my friends and I ended up hedging,
right,
roughly a third of the bet before the conference finals.
So the hedge on that's a third of the bet.
$300,000? How would you do that?
No. A third of their bet is only $333 on them to lose.
But that wouldn't pay that much.
Well, no. What you could have done then, if he's hedging, this is the part where you have to know what he's talking about, or what he's doing. If you bet $333 on them just to make the Cup final, you probably made a little money there.
But no, he said they ended up making $100,000 each, dude.
No, I know. But
so there's more to this than we understand. The numbers aren't. The math won't math.
Math won't math on that.
The math won't math.
Well,
if you're hedging, you lost a couple of them.
I just want to follow up from it.
They would have won more than $100,000. They ended up settling on $100,000, which he was able to put into money for grad school to land his dream job. It's an amazing story.
I just want to hear what he did. That's a phenomenal
But
story.
even that, you could almost understand, even though he would be a fraud, to say, you know what, forget the Rangers. I'm a Golden Knights fan.
Yeah. I'd have a tough time being mad at him for it.
Right, and I would call him a fraud, but I still would congratulate him on what he did.
Right.
He didn't go that far. Just that'll be my second favorite team. I'm like, hell yeah, they're your second favorite team. Why wouldn't they be?
Wow.
No fraud.
76th minute. Belgium and Spain now getting Anthony's hopes up again.
Right, because if they end up going to, even if they score in overtime, he still wins, right?
No, it has to be in penalties.
Yeah, in penalties.
In penalties. All right. So it's not the 90 minutes of the over-under. It's the actual gameplay. If they go to kicks,
he's good.
He's good. That wouldn't
the final
be the case
score
in hockey.
No, in hockey they add it to the score.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, an actual goal shows up on the.
Because officially, the final score in an NHL game would be, the Rangers beat the Blue Jackets 2-1. In the shootout. In correct me if I'm wrong, in soccer, it'll be the final score was 1-1. Spain wins in penalty kicks. The final score won't be 2-1.
No, it'll be 1-1. Somebody wins in penalty kicks. Correct. I have a long way to go.
But I want to say something, too.
Please do.
And I'm sorry. I'll get back to my next fraud email. I always spend a lot of time, hating PKs in soccer, on principle, feeling oh, it's impossible to stop it. I got to tell you, I'm not saying it's the greatest way to end something, though you have to stop this game. I mean, they're running for 12 miles. You only have 4 substitutions. It's limited ways to do it. I don't know, Don. I found the PKs to be pretty thrilling. Because it's hard, because it's so unlikely, the fact that essentially it's won by the goalie just being able to stop 2, I think it makes it a really fascinating finish.
I wish that it was a little bit more challenging to score, meaning giving the goalie some hope, because even when they stop it, it's almost a fluke, right? You hopefully dive in the right direction and make the save. I wish they made it a little harder.
Yeah, maybe one notch more. I see what you're saying, but it is pretty fun. I see what you're saying, because you are guessing for the most part, but some of them are better at it than others. All right, here we go. Good morning. When I was a kid, or afternoon. When I was a kid, I grew up loving the Michigan Wolverines. I don't remember how it started, but they were always my team. And I even applied and got accepted to their school.
Ooh.
Pretty smart. Sadly, money got in the way, so I wound up going to Virginia Tech instead. While I was at Virginia Tech for a few years after, of course, I was all rah-rah for the Hokies. But my experiences at Virginia Tech were horrible. I count those 4 years among the most miserable of my life.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And consider the choice to go to VT among the worst decisions I've ever made.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I would consider if you go to a college for a full 4 years and hate it, that's high on the list. It's got to be. I hope it's very high on the list.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And as time has gone on, I've lost all rooting interest in Virginia Tech, returning to my Michigan roots. I never stopped cheering for Michigan. I simply had a secondary interest in Virginia Tech while I attended there and the immediate aftermath. Am I a fraud for cheering for Michigan?
Now, these are difficult to rule because of the whole college thing, because I can call him a fraud for being a Michigan fan and not going there.
Right.
But he became a fan before he was even eligible for college. He tried to go in there. Financially, he couldn't go. So I'm going to say no fraud.
D'Agostino.
Not knowing what his experience was at Virginia Tech, it sounded like it was pretty painful. I can't kill him for not rooting for them. And if he grew up a Michigan fan, as wacky as that is, having not gone to the school, I can't, in good conscience, call him a fraud. So we're on a nice little run today.
So you're going no fraud.
Of no fraud. And also some incredible, we need follow-up emails on these stories, man.
Yeah, some of these stories are deep,
Some of these stories are terrific.
Fascinating stuff.
Usually we just get the ramblings of a madman or woman. These are good.
Now, this came in to the email and is different. It says, drop madness, a proposal.
Denied. Different court. Move on.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
It says, drop madness is amazing.
You got to go down the hall.
Drop madness is amazing. It can't die.
Okay.
I have a hunch that the reason your votes were so low this year is because the drops were announced at the beginning of the show and the winners at the end. That only gives listeners who are able to get on social media in the 3-hour window the opportunity to participate.
That's always how we did it.
I am a podcast listener because I don't like to miss a minute of the show. I'm sure there are a ton of others like me. If you announce the matchups at the end of the show and allow them to sit on socials overnight until the start of the next show, I'm confident you'd see enthusiastic participation. It's not, but Anthony, you're not wrong also, but things have changed in the last few years. Namely, like the 98.7 signal going away is a huge, between that and Yes.
I say Yes is a bigger problem than the signal.
I don't know, man. That 98.7 was kind of big.
They put up Yes put up the graphic.
That is true. But the combo, that's either way.
Listen, I'm going to throw it out there. Maybe I'm wrong to do it.
Go ahead.
I personally, as a member of this show, am holding out hope that there'll be a change of heart.
From who? None of you wanted to do it either.
Well, no, we didn't say that. We were just unhappy.
We were unhappy, but now that this time has passed, I'm thinking that I would not be surprised if I got a hankering for it.
Jacob, hit fraud, please. Hit the button. Hit the button. I'll tell you what.
I'll own it.
So now it's going to be. So my plan of always like preparing ahead out the window.
Well,
in February, they're going to be like, you know what, Anthony, why don't you go back?
What do you mean? You're still pulling drops, though.
But I'm not keeping track of what's what. I have a whole document of like what we would use, what we possibly could use. We're like 4 months behind now.
Well, listen, my vote is only one of 3 or 5 if we count obviously Anthony and Jacob.
My vote doesn't count.
I may have a change of heart.
No, and I'm going to say something right now. This is on Anthony.
Me?
Yes.
Please explain why.
Because you know that we are all frauds. And you actually running with it was wishful thinking because he doesn't want to do it again. But he knew there was a very good chance we would turn around and be like, so what's up with Drop Madness?
So on day 2, when there's 400 votes for the 2 seeds, you guys are going to go, I don't know why we did this again.
Wait, 400 votes? What kind of improvement was this last
so
year?
we're going to double our vote total from last year.
I'm just saying.
I
don't know why it always became a woman's prerogative. I think it's a human's prerogative to change their mind.
All people have the right.
Right.
Now, also
look at Jacob's face. He's not thrilled about this development either.
Maybe we got to go. We got to freelance this. Maybe we got to go outside.
Yeah, maybe we got to go outside and find someone.
Oh, listen.
I think Ray Dinahan being doing.
Listen, DNR said, "Wait, Drop Madness is up for grabs." I go, Ray, RJ, all yours. Have fun with it. They go, no, we don't want it.
Now,
so it's not just me.
I'll just say this. Maybe we'll luck out with the show, and something will happen, and the way people consume it will change, Don, and it will make more sense. You don't know.
Think the bright thing to do is just let's wait and see. Let's not jump to conclusions.
Yeah,
that's all
let's.
we're saying.
All I'm
We
saying
have
is
time.
throw
Time
them
is on our side.
Just throw them in a folder. That's all
You know
I'm
how far
saying.
March is from now?
I mean, think about that. That's just Don. That shop's going to just die on the vine? What about this?
One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com.
Protecting your home inside and out.
Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
There may be a function in the near future where you're going to have to look Jalen and Maya in the eye and say,
"You're the one."
Their drops are going to die.
And you don't think I'll do it.
No, we know you will.
Right. So
what about this?
A turkey.
It's a beautiful drop that we can play between the hours of 3 and 7.
Oh!
Because then here's the next thing. Well, we don't like Twitter. Okay, you don't like Twitter to do it as a poll. Well, somebody should make a website for it. Well, we're not going to do that unless we have some type of support from the company. All right, well, we don't have support from the company. Anthony, I guess you're going to have to do it on Twitter again. But Twitter stinks. Nobody uses Twitter. All right, well, how would you like to make a poll? I don't know. Nobody's ever done it any other way. All right, well, 200 votes in. The 16 seed has lost to Maya.
Hold on, let me do this.
You're playing Anthony out.
This is what March is going to be. I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know. And I'm calling everybody out because you don't want to vote. That's right. Everybody listening. Oh, Twitter's too hard. I can't open Twitter.
I'm trying to figure out.
You're not wrong.
Is this him upset about the lack of participation, or he just doesn't want to do it?
You suck, Busek.
Because if he tells me he just doesn't want to do it.
You know what? That is something that you guys talk about with John, my work ethic, how little I have of it.
Oh, yeah.
That is definitely something that always comes up.
Yeah, he doesn't work hard.
Yeah, in your little mind.
No, he's being sarcastic. He
and
knows
now
that
I'm
we
little.
don't say
You
that.
hear this, Peter? Do you hear it?
What he's
It's
saying
very
is,
upsetting.
What he's saying is he knows we don't think that about him, but we may have to revisit here because maybe guys, sometimes things just need more brainstorming, and maybe there's a better way to do this. Now, last thing on the way out here, that just came in. Matthew writes and says, I'm not a Knicks fan, nor have I ever professed to be one, but I've lived in the tri-state area my whole life, so my son and I got caught up in the run, and we loved it. If only the Yanks and Giants can follow suit. Fast forward to the parade and Tyler Kolick's 1993 NBA champion T-shirt. It was amazing. So much so that I felt compelled to buy one. And yes, it's being sold all over the internet. Am I a fraud if I wear the T-shirt in public, even if it's just for the joke and not to make people think I'm a fan? Thanks, Matt from Hoboken.
But does he have an allegiance?
No, all he said was he never professed to be one. He didn't mention another fan. You're from the tri-state.
I need to know that because if he's a Nets fan, he's a fraud. If he's just not really a basketball fan, no fraud. I need more information.
That's such a great point. You can't roll.
I can't rule.
Wow, has this ever happened?
Well, since he just emailed, he's still listening.
Yeah,
just
right?
Give us, are you a fan of a team? I need more information.
All right, here's what Cody also wrote back about explaining what happened on the Hedging the Bets. I'll tell you what he explained on the other side. We'll take a break. That'll do it for Fraud Alert Friday. Brought to you, of course, by our friends at D'Agostino Law. 35 years. Getting accident victims and Social Security disability clients every dollar they deserve. Offices are New York and New Jersey. 1-800-BITE-BACK, 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino Law, Bite Back. Your calls and Cody's explanation of how he hedged those bets next.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin modern windows and doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Hey, it's Michael K. Not sleeping? Well, it could be your mattress. That's why I always recommend my friends at PC Richard & Son. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step mattress fitting process so that your new bed fits you perfectly. They guarantee it. Top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic, and in-home delivery on any mattress $399 and up. It's free. So do what I do. Get to PC Richard & Son for your new mattress. Free delivery excludes Manhattan.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone.
where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. Get a free oil filter and more during the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone, now through July 27th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
I never change. Never change. Now, I'm going tonight, which will be Reasonable Doubt, and of course, tomorrow will be Blueprint. I am sad I can't see Blueprint. I probably at this point prefer it to Reasonable Doubt, but both are phenomenal pieces of work. Although my brother and I were having a conversation. Jay-Z is one of those guys who is in that category of absolute, like, all-time greatest level and also kind of overrated simultaneously. Like there's that Beatles thing of like you're literally incredible, but the celebration is so high that like it's hard for anyone to match it.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Also, too, like if you go back and like think about those hottest summers or hottest years, he probably didn't have the best song of that year. Like what was it? 01 Hot in Here. It was Nelly's year. Then you had 02, 03 was like 50 Cent and G Unit.
Yeah, no, he didn't have a lot of those years. That's one of the. I mean, listen. Again, you're getting into a competitive kind of objective breakdown of something that's very subjective. But you know, Jay has an incredible body of work.
Absolutely.
But there are less celebrated artists whose body of work may be better. It exists. Like there are people out there we could talk through, and I go, wow, man, if you add up these albums, and some of them I think would make people go, what? You're crazy. But I'm telling you, if you were to really go through and do the work, there are some people like Ghostface and Common who have like multiple albums. Kanye, who's not nearly the rapper Jay-Z is, of course, but the first 5 albums are just absolute
bangers.
Yeah. So, but the winners write history, and Jay-Z is the ultimate winner. And the history is he's the one.
You do get to an area where you're so good and so respected that if you do have an album or a song that's just not quite up to snuff, will people go after you, or they just give you the benefit of the doubt and still say it's great, even though they really don't think it is? Because like the Beatles you gave as an example. Is there something that maybe if it was anybody else, you might say, this isn't as good as they're making it out to be? But because the Beatles, it's automatically great. Because the reputation is just so pristine that nobody would ever go after them for something that might be a little subpar.
Yeah, I mean, if I want to hold your hand as by someone else, do we think this is the greatest achievement in music? It's a great question. But I have many questions, though. Some that need to be answered by Anthony Pusick.
This has been a horrible 15 minutes.
Yeah. Sorry.
Bet's dead.
Sorry, Spain has taken the lead 2-1. We're into extra time.
Drop Madness on a whim is back.
Oh, it's a lot's happening for this guy.
And New York, you need to hear this. This summer, all line, they deserve better. Actually, you know what? Champs deserves better than me being annoyed. So I will up it for them. New York, you need to hear this. This summer, all lines lead to Champs Sports Fan Central Station, a soccer pop-up shop open right in the heart of the city, 125 West 33rd Street. This is the soccer destination in New York. Jerseys for every national team you ride with, USA, Mexico, Argentina, Brazil, and way more, all under one roof. If you want to gear up, rep your country, and feel the energy of the city, Champs Sports Fan Central Station, 125 West 33rd Street. That is where you need to be. And for all you Knicks fans, they have championship gear to celebrate your team's first title in 53 years.
You're very good.
Especially under the adversity of everything falling apart at once.
It's a lot. Yeah, no, he's having a tough few moments here, and yet he rallied. Absolutely unacceptable goal given up by Belgium.
Isn't that great?
I hate to, you feel for the keeper because I know how hard these balls are coming in, and they're taking all these twists and turns down that you can't even see on TV.
Basing that on experience?
Excuse me? But this shot comes in from distance, from like 30 yards out, and ends up in the keeper's gut, and he just couldn't hold it, and the rebound gets knocked in. It is one of those jobs. It's like being a defensive back. They might not call your number all day long, but late in the game, if they go deep on you, you cannot let them get behind you, and you just have to hold on to that. And now they're 2.5 minutes from going home as a result of it.
But just for our own benefit, our guy lost his bet.
And then even sadder, Anthony Pusick takes a huge L. The phone lines are jammed. We are now done with Fraud Alert Friday, which means we have an hour till EN ends. We have 1 hour left to talk to you, the people.
But one of our Fraud Alert Friday emailers had gotten back to us.
And I didn't even give you the answer.
That. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to wait one more time. Okay. So we will find out how Cody managed to somehow still get $100,000 off of his bet on the Golden Knights. If you don't know what we're talking about, you don't care. But if you were listening to Fraud Alert Friday, you're completely glued. We'll be right back. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
The 2026 U.S. Open Tennis Championships are back, where the world's greatest city meets the world's greatest tennis players. Fan Week begins August 23rd. Experience the Mixed Doubles Championship on the 25th and 26th. And the U.S. Open Singles Championship starts Sunday, August 30th. All tickets on sale now at usopen.org. The U.S. Open, spectacular awaits.
Now it's time for traffic and Susie Cerrone.
Well, thanks, guys. The accident on the inbound George upper deck is gone, but damage done. 40 at the upper, 25 for the lower. You'd save time still at the inbound Lincoln or Holland. Cross Bronx to the George, about 50 minutes. Outbound Lincoln or Holland, 25 apiece. Stall on the Van Wyck northbound at Atlantic Avenue in the center lane. Crash at the Queens Midtown Tunnel, Manhattan bound, still blocking 2 left lanes. There's a crash on the BQE northbound approaching Metropolitan Avenue in the right lane. And it's already pretty busy on the Parkway southbound. Folks who are headed down the shore. The sluggish traffic begins in Union. We're sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drugged driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. Visit mad.org. I'm Susie Cerrone for 880 ESPN New York.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So, yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds, too. Get a quote right now at 800-568-2790, 800-568-2790, or biglou.com.
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
I got to get a look at what this Big Lou looks like one day. I'm going to tell you. I want to know, Don. Now,
I'd like to see.
Yeah, because, I mean, he says he's just like you. But then he describes you. The way he describes you, whoever you are, should be offended. I mean, he's just like you, so I guess he doesn't feel bad. You know, you don't have to feel bad. He's just like you. But the way he talks about you, it doesn't sound great.
No.
All right. Now, I promised you the explanation by Cody of how they hedged their bet. So, if you missed it, back in 2017, this gentleman, Cody, and his friend, they were kids, college kids. Him and his buddy followed the Golden Knight expansion draft. By the way, it's over. Spain has beaten Belgium 2-1.
Fantastic.
Sorry, Anthony. And covered the over. They decided they felt so strongly about the chances of the Golden Knights that at the beginning of the season, they put $2,000. They split it, $2,000 on the Golden Knights to win the Stanley Cup, and the payout would have been $1 million.
Wow.
He explained to us that even though the Caps won the Stanley Cup, they still hedged their bets and each got $100,000. And we said, how did you do that? Here's the answer.
Okay.
We could have taken a $250,000 payout before the conference final and been done. Instead, we took $83,000 out and put it against Vegas to make sure we would either walk away with $660,000 in play if they won, or we'd make $166,000 if they lost. They won the conference final. So now, since they got that bet wrong, and essentially what I'm understanding here is the casino here, because they were on the hook to make so much money, allowed them to take out money and bet it, right? So they're not putting up this cash.
Right.
So they then had a $660,000 ticket in play for the finals. We left enough of the bet in play to win $400,000 if Vegas had won. We then cashed out the other $260,000 for $130,000 up front, which we put against Vegas. Washington eventually wins. It hits for roughly $260,000, and we walked away with six figures after taxes. So not only these kids were not only were they smart about sports, they were just smart. Period.
You're not doing it on an app, is what you're saying.
This sounds beyond app.
No, that's smart. And also, they had zero regret because the Caps won in 5. So it wasn't like they really had to sweat that they could have let it ride and win the $1 million. It was never really on the table during that series. Like let's say they lost it overtime in Game 7. You'd be like, wow, we let it ride. We could have maybe won $1 million and then won nothing. They did the right thing from the get-go. Terrific work. And that's why I would have no problem with them being his second favorite team. And as much as I'd call him a fraud, I completely understand if he was his favorite team.
Right. Pretty, it was an amazing. You missed a hell of a Fraud Friday.
It was really. I mean, we didn't do too many of them, but the ones that we did were really interesting.
All right. Phone lines about everything. Go ahead, Don.
No, I wanted to just get into. We talked about it a little bit yesterday about Judge and what Brian Cashman had to say about Judge. The news isn't great. And for a guy that basically is as great a fielder as he is, he's Aaron Judge because of his swing and the home runs that he can hit. He's 34 years old. At the beginning of next year, April 26th, he's going to be 35. Like, how scary is it if you're a Yankee fan that, like, the window is closing? Like, not just this year, like, when's he going to come back? Is he going to be the same when he comes back? But, like, how many more kicks at the can realistically will Judge have to win that elusive championship as Aaron Judge? Because already you're starting to see, not that he's on the decline, don't get me wrong, but, like, this injury's scary because it's affecting his swing, trying to be asymptomatic. Brian Cashman didn't sound like bullish on like when he's going to be able to come back, and there's a very good chance that he might be compromised to the point where he won't be Aaron Judge at all the rest of this season. And then next year, now you're going to be 35. Like, and can we expect Aaron Judge to be competing for an MVP deep into his 30s? Like, is this a guy that's going to be able, as healthy as he's been, Peter, over the last few years, can you expect him at 35, 36, 37, playing at an MVP elite 50-plus home run level? Like, realistically, how many more Aaron Judge seasons do you think we got with him?
Well, let's hear the update from Cashman, and then I'll answer for you.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to re-image him during the All-Star break, so that'll give us a real idea of where that currently sits. But I don't think we want to put him at risk of coming back while still injured, which would imply, again, he should be asymptomatic before we turn him loose. So I think if he's asymptomatic and not feeling anything and they're showing healing, then it's probably appropriate to get him going again. But we don't want to, because the schedule is what it is, put him in a position where he's putting him in jeopardy where somehow it gets worse.
So I think he can come back, Peter. But he might come back in September, and having not played in months, can you expect him to be at 100% going into the playoffs? And then if they don't win, which is on the table because obviously they're struggling now, they might not win the division. As weak as the American League is, Tampa right now seems to be better. And then you go into next year, now he's 35. Again, still very good, but it's not like we're looking at, when the Mets, you look at Juan Soto or you look at Harper when he first came, it's like, oh, we've got, 15 years of this guy with a chance to win. But because he went to college and because he hasn't won in the first decade that he's been here, Peter, I ask you, how many realistic seasons of prime Aaron Judge do we have? 3?
That would be good. I mean, that prime before. It's so interesting, Don. I hadn't really thought about it. This whole thing started so late for him. You forget about that. With him going to school, the age at which he started, he was a full-grown man by 2017. And so you look up and you go, wow, he's new. It's just Judge. But no, you're right. In fact, Don, it would not be abnormal if all of a sudden next year you started to see the decline and he wasn't quite the prime Judge. So it's not great.
Now, so what I was thinking of, and I think Yankee fans would take it, like I always look at John Elway. Like John Elway couldn't win the big one, and I think the reason for that was because it's just teams weren't good enough. AFC was weaker. Those Denver teams weren't stacked. So when Elway was in his prime, he was the victim of just getting blown out in every Super Bowl that he played in. And then when he was completely on the decline, they finally got players around him, and he wins back-to-back Super Bowls. But that wasn't prime Elway. Now, Yankee fans would take it, but are we looking at the possibility that when Judge finally wins, it may not be as prime Judge? I mean, this injury is scary, man. When you miss that much time, and it's a rib, but it's affecting his swing, and you just hear asymptomatic. We'll take another look during the All-Star break. It doesn't sound great. Of just like how much longer is he going to be able to do this? Post steroids, Peter. When you're over 35, you're on the decline. What's so funny?
No, I'll tell you off the air.
I can see you.
Well, if you look at the,
I can see.
If you look at the call screener, you can. You could maybe figure it out if you looked at the call screen. No, it is a very it's a very interesting point.
All right, because a lot of us grew up with guys playing like Barry Bonds playing deep into his 30s. There's compromise there because of the PEDs. But clean players after 35, they go on their decline. Are we now witnessing the decline of Aaron Judge? Just from this kind of an injury, the bounce back ability, if you will, of coming back from that injury. Now you're going to be 35. I'm not done watching him, and I don't think he's done per se, but the window be closing, man.
The windows be closing. Women be shopping. Yeah, no, it's a tough moment right now if you are a Yankee fan. It does feel a little bit different than the average midsummer Yankee slump. This feels a bit different.
And I think if this guy doesn't win a ring, and the fans that we hear from who don't appreciate Judge because he hasn't won would be one of the biggest sports crimes in history. If this guy plays at the level that he played, waltzes into the Hall of Fame, and all he'll be known for is the great Yankee that didn't win, that would be a crime.
I know. It really, and by the way, it would happen. Now, Don, if he were to win some, even not in his prime, it would be fine. Wouldn't matter.
No, it didn't matter to Elway.
Right.
Now, not only did he get one, he got two, and now he goes from can't win the big one to now he's in that elite class of quarterbacks that got more than one. Breeze only got one. Rodgers only got one. Favre only got one. So he got those two, but he was not. As somebody that watched prime Elway, and you were young, Peter.
Oh no, but I watched prime Elway.
But
I not only that, I beat prime Elway. Super Bowl. Don't ever forget. Bad, but real bad. Real bad.
Well, not 49ers bad.
Close. Well, was that 55-17?
Right, that was bad.
Well, we were 42-10. We were right there.
Right. But I know, but it was one of the greatest second quarters in the history of anything.
That's right. A 35
football doesn't
spot.
do it justice.
By the way, it really when the second quarter started, I was in tears. Famously in my house, I was crying. They were down 10-0. It's so funny that at 10-0, because I was 8, I thought that meant you lost. I'm like, they're down 10-0. It's over. And then I blink and it's 35-10. I'll never have that again.
No, but that wasn't Elway's fault. The teams weren't good enough. But
I blame Carl Mecklenburg.
He wasn't Elway. He wasn't Manning winning the Super Bowl back.
No, he wasn't that
or done. But he compared to his prime. But yeah, maybe. But you're right. If maybe Judge gets, isn't that funny, Peter? All will be forgiven if, like, an aging Judge, pulls a Kirk Gibson and gets like one at bat in the World Series and it's a home run, and now it's all forgiven.
And think about with Judge too. I mean, with respect to Kirk Gibson, he's such an icon in so many ways, and we just live in an era where it only matters if you win it. Otherwise, you're right. He'll go. Wow, I got you. Tell me, Don. Either tell me brilliant or just move on.
Okay. Oh, that's an interesting game.
Ready?
Brilliant or move on.
He either goes from sitting with Mantle and Yogi and Maris to moving over to the other table and sitting with Mattingly. That's how big the gap is, I think, in terms of a couple of championships.
Yeah, but the thing with Mattingly is he's still beloved because they blame Steinbrenner. They blame the Yankees weren't very good. They blame the back as why he didn't win. Mattingly doesn't get beat up for not winning.
True. But you never know. In terms of history, yeah, they will say that. Well, it also depends how it plays out. How
did he back then?
Yeah,
no.
They never blamed.
Well, they also the teams weren't very good.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
In retrospect, but they were pretty good. That's the funny part.
Well, but no wild card until his last year. I think that's what it is, Anthony, is that winning was different. It wasn't a baseball thing, the winning, because it was so hard to win. Only 4 teams went to the playoffs. If you didn't win your division, you go in 100 games. If you finished in second, you didn't go. You know, so I don't think it was winning wasn't a thing back in the 80s, even for the Yankees, because the Yankees they were good, but they weren't that good. There was always a team that was better than them. You felt bad for Donnie. I think Yankee fans felt bad that this great player was just playing in the wrong era. But now things have changed with the wild card. It's easier to make the playoffs. The Yankees won 4 championships in 5 years. Jeter this, the core 4 made winning seem like a fait accompli. And now Judge is getting beat up for it. Mattingly never got beat up for it. And all the really great players that he's compared to in Yankee lore all won. And no offense to Donnie Baseball, he's not Judge. Judge is special. Judge deserves to be compared to the greatest to ever played for the Yankees. But is it really fair to compare to all the championships that Mantle won, where all they need to do was win their league and then they were in the World Series? Didn't have to win 3 rounds just to get to the damn World Series?
Yeah, it's a totally different animal.
It's not fair, but it just... how many times, Peter, have we seen somebody this good not win?
It's
in any sport.
That's a list. Have you done that? You done the list?
Now Bonds didn't win, but Bonds compromised with the PEDs, right? But to be that good and not win, Harper's won. So Soto's won. He was a kid, but he won.
Yeah, he already has it. Harper, you said Harper?
Yeah, Harper. Yeah.
Well, have you done the list?
And Ohtani. Yeah, I definitely do.
What do you mean Ohtani?
He won.
Oh, he won already. Yeah.
Sorry. The list of the greatest athletes never to win?
Yeah.
It's a pretty extensive one.
But have you done the list?
Yes. I go back and check it out.
It's going to be in the book that you write the forward for.
That's right.
I'm writing. Yeah, you're going to write.
I'm ready to write.
Well, let me ask you: do you want the forward, or do you want to be the guy that kind of pops in with like little quips about?
I kind of like the quip piece. It fits it. It makes it more like our show. And I will have been there when so many of these happened on the air that I can offer commentary to the. I can offer I remember Don saying that blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? That could be an angle.
Yeah, because I think the logical thing for the book, Peter, is to have Michael do the forward.
There we go.
And then as I'm giving the top 5s and writing about the top 5s, you pop in with comments about how much Michael hated the list. Because you'll probably have some memories of where Michael would how many times we do the list and he'd be like, I'm out.
Oh.
How did you not put him in? I'm out.
His favorite. His absolute favorite.
And you'll remember those things. So that could be fun. And that way everybody gets a chance to contribute.
Renee is in the Poconos. Hey, Renee.
How are the Poconos today?
We're managing. The tornado, the storm that we got was very bad. Listen, I wanted to call about this some days ago, and I also have to say, before I say this, Peter, excuse me, love hearing your story about your daughter Anne of Bear. Keep it up.
Thanks.
Love Bear stories. With that being said, a couple of days ago, I called about trying to get through about wanting, feeling that the drop madness should continue doing the drops and stuff like that, and the look on your face when when the phone was ringing and you just heard about the trade with Boston, I was like, forget it. I'm not gonna get through. He is. Excuse the French. I'm sorry, but anyway, I love drop madness. It's a part of this team. I mean, you just can't let it go. Listen, I vote pretty much, but I love it. Period. In general, I know Andy Pusick is not a big fan. He works hard at it. The tone in his voice when I mentioned it, I felt bad for him. But,
that's his regular sound.
Yeah, don't feel too bad. That's his general demeanor.
But the crew does a great job with that. I love it's the essence of this group with all these drops that you do. I say keep it going, and thanks, guys. Love you all. Bye.
Thanks, man.
Horrible characterization of me, by the way.
No,
I never say I don't want to do something. I'll do it. but you guys said you didn't want to do it. We're 4 months gone now.
Andy.
4 months of work I could have gotten done is now gone.
Andy, please. You know what I'm saying? Like we need you to just be. You just got to be you, Andy. That's all we expect of you. You can just be you.
I'm missing what's happening here.
He called you Andy Pusick.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
You didn't hear me say, "Do you guys drop"? You heard it.
I didn't know. I was like, what did he say?
He 100% said Andy Pusick does a great job.
But no,
Don, you didn't hear that?
I'm fine. I've done. By the way, it's not like this was thrust on me for the first time ever. I've done this on my own since Andrew's been gone for I think 3 or 4 years. I've done it.
Speaking of Drop Madness, do you guys realize that they're in the world, thanks to our friend Michael and the way that he talks? I just stumbled upon this again right now. There's an awful announcing article that exists from just earlier this year. And the headline is, Michael K. is done with Peter Rosenberg, : you're dead to me. Is that nice?
It's not nice. It just...
Might have had something to do with some videos that were put out.
My God. Oh, yeah, exactly. It's probably Andy's fault.
Someone make this make sense. Who can make this make sense?
I don't understand what just happened.
He's dead.
That was the Jaylen Brown. That was you reacting to Jaylen Brown.
Oh.
I need someone to help me. Someone help me.
No, you were genuinely affected by it, and it's nice to know that there are people out there that feel your pain.
It was a tough moment.
But that was the reminder that the Celtic fire is still burning somewhere in there. As much as you enjoyed the Knicks run and that was all fun, that the Celtic thing is still there. I wonder if there's something that can happen to the Penguins that would affect you in that manner, and I would say no.
Something what?
If the Penguins did something.
No. I think at this point, like.
No, you were pretty upset with the rumors of Crosby.
Yeah,
not this year, but like
2
years ago. Yeah, you were pretty upset.
I would say if I like hadn't heard anything, and out of nowhere it was just Crosby's going to the Flyers for a couple of picks.
which is a great comp.
It's not a bad comp at all.
Although Crosby's better than Brown, but still.
But not at this point. Not at this exact moment, but historically it would be disgusting. I mean, at this point,
is Crosby better than Jaylen Brown right now?
At this moment? No, he's not a top 10 player, is he? He's still close?
He's pretty close.
Conversation. He's
that close?
You know what? We were just talking about like overrated, underrated. In a lot of ways,
he's still
underrated because you just take it for granted. Dude, he got drafted to sit. Well, Ovi and him came in the league at the same time. Now, he's younger than Ovi, but not that much. Oh, he's 39. Ovi's going to be 41. Ovi at times has looked cooked.
Yeah, for a moment, at least for a moment.
When Sidney's healthy, he's never looked cooked. But you just take it for granted. He's going to get his 70 points, and you kind of just listen. He's not the same player. Don't get me wrong, but he's still unreal.
I didn't realize he was that close to top 10 potentially. Because I consider Brown to be like, 10, 11, 12, 13th best player in the league.
I don't think you'll have too many arguments if somebody tells you Sidney Crosby is a top 15 player in the National Hockey League. He only played 68 games last year, but he had 74 points.
68 games. That's 2 Mitchell Robinson.
He's a point-a-game player at 39 years old. And you know what? And no offense, his team's not that good.
No,
it is not.
Well, and they're all they've kept that core together.
The Celtics are better than the Penguins.
Oh, for sure. And they will be. And they probably will be next year, too. I have adjusted. There are two separate feelings. Anger and disgust of what they did. And separately, everyone calm down. I bet the Celtics are still a top 3 or 4 team next year. And by the way, would I be done? Would you be completely floored if the Celtics ended up being 1 or 2 next year? I would not be floored by that. If Tatum has an incredible year, Mitch stays healthy, they do a couple other things here in the offseason, and they end up winning 62 games, I wouldn't be shocked.
Because, I guess I need to know where LeBron goes. If LeBron goes to Cleveland.
You think they're a lock for 1 or 2?
No, I can't say lock, because Cleveland's always.
Send them a voice memo.
I can't. No, Florida's strong. But a lot of it just has to do with the fact that, all right, who's clearly better? Detroit, Cleveland, because these are the teams we're talking about, right? Miami's not going to all of a sudden jump into the conversation just because of Giannis, right?
I don't know. I think they will.
It's a combination of they're still a good team and the East is still wonky.
I'll amend it, by the way. Brown is better than Crosby at this point, but it's closer than Peter
initially
thinks. But he is better.
But how old is Brown?
At this moment right now?
Brown's still in his 20s.
Right.
Yeah, so.
I don't think he'll ever reach what Sidney Crosby did in the NHL.
No,
I could be wrong on that.
I don't think so.
But it's closer than definitive. But Brown is still better.
Sid is what, Don? Sid is a top 5 to 8 player of all time?
Of all time, yes.
Right.
To me,
and you could argue top 5, and the lowest anyone would argue is top 10, I'm guessing, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I know people don't like to give modern-day players that kind of love, but give me a break, man. And he's overcome concussion issues. He's won. He's
and in the era of winning, he's won in every way you possibly can.
And he's smarter than everybody else too, which he doesn't get nearly enough credit for.
All right, let's take a break here. We got a couple of segs to talk to you guys before ENN at 6. Then we're out of Dodge at 6:30 for Mets baseball. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle. On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. 21 and over, physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY at 467-369.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. The Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
New York City, get ready as Fanatics Fest returns to the Javits Center July 16th through the 19th, right in the middle of the biggest sports weekend of the summer. With more than 500 athletes and celebrities, every major league, and hundreds of thousands of fans for the ultimate sports fan experience. Get your exclusive merch, rare trading cards, free photo ops, and a full tailgate zone all weekend long. Grab your tickets before they're gone at fanaticsfest.com.
Now it's time for traffic and Susie Cerrone.
Thanks, guys. Tough in Queens this afternoon. There is a stalled bus on the LIE East Bennett Main Street in the right lane. A stall on the Jackie Robinson North Bennett Metropolitan Avenue in the right lane. Crash still at the Queens Midtown Tunnel, Manhattan bound. 2 left lanes are out. A stall on the Van Wyck northbound at Atlantic Avenue in the center lane. Brooklyn Battery Tunnel accident gone. Hey, airport delays with the weather, so check in with your carrier. Inbound George still 35 to 40 for the upper, 25 to 30 for the lower. We are sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? PCA can help. They build better athletes and better people through sports. Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Susie Cerrone for 880 ESPN New York.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering buy one, get one, 50% off windows and doors, and no payments, no interest for 24 months. Some restrictions may apply. See local showroom for details. Offer ends July 31st, 2026.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
One of the all-time great Jay-Z songs, frankly. That'll play tomorrow night at the Blueprint Show.
Kevin reminds me, bad job out of me.
Oh, no.
Harper did not win. Because remember, he was gone when Washington won.
That's why I didn't know. No, that's why I got confused on. Because I said Harper, and then you said Ohtani, and I was like, wait, I thought we were saying people who didn't win.
Oh, yeah, because again, he was already gone in Philadelphia. He went to a World Series in Philadelphia, but he hasn't won.
Correct. He missed it in Washington, went to a World Series in Philly, still doesn't have.
Right. So, which is so odd, right? That they lose a player of that ilk and end up winning, and Philadelphia hasn't won yet. Although I could see this Philly team winning.
Yeah, no, they have a feeling. They got a feeling this year.
If the Yankees play the Phillies in the World Series, and the Phillies beat the Yankees, would a Yankee fan have at least a warm feeling in his heart that Donnie Baseball got a ring?
I
guess of a certain age, or maybe Anthony probably would be like, no, because he didn't.
I think people would be happy that he got a ring.
Right.
I don't know if Yankee fans would care all that much that it was like as a manager with the Phillies. I think they feel happy that he got a ring that they felt he deserved, but I don't know other than that. I don't know if it's going to be like complete joy.
Yeah, complete joy sounds strong.
Like, great, Donnie got a ring, he deserves it.
Yeah, and I guess, again, Harper's not going to get beat up for not winning because, again, it's not really a baseball thing. It's a Yankee thing. There have been plenty of great players that haven't won in baseball. Ted Williams never won. Ernie Banks didn't win. Tony Gwynn didn't win. So it's only a Yankee thing because outside of Donnie Baseball, how many great Yankees didn't win? The answer is none. They all won. They all won numerous times. But
let's talk to some of the people, Don.
Please.
Steve in Middle Village. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Thanks for taking the call, guys. I appreciate it.
Of course.
A lot of the stuff about Judge and also the whole issue of, that without Judge they can't win. I keep on thinking back when I was 10 years old. So excuse me for going back to the time machine. Mickey Mantle broke his foot in Baltimore. He was out for 2 months. He came back. He hit a pinch hit home run. He played part-time, all that other kind of stuff. They actually won the pennant. They got swept in the World Series, but they won the pennant. They had enough people on the team to win. I think the only two. This is a Yankee fan talking. The only two Hall of Famers they had were Whitey Ford in his prime, and also Yogi Berra as a part-time player. And and Nelson Howard won the MVP. The way the teams are constructed now, and cut me off when you want, they don't have role players. It's like the big star, and you have a lot of other people who kind of know the game, or they keep on picking up people from other teams. It's not well constructed. Obviously, I'm not a Cashman fan.
Well, I mean, is it not well constructed, or you have guys that just aren't playing to their abilities? I'm a little surprised that Bellinger's not getting beat up more. For a fan base that, remember when Gallo, why is he on this team? And I know Bellinger's a nice guy, and his dad played here, and for the most part, he's been a really good Yankee. He's killing them. I mean, during this run, he is killing them. He's doing nothing offensively. Goldschmidt's 0 for his last, what is it, Anthony? 32, 34, something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
There's
so many better punching bags, though, Don.
There are so many players that just they're not living up to what they're supposed to be doing. As good as Rice has been this year, he had an awful slump. Jazz should be playing better than he is. I mean, it's just they've had their share of injuries and all that too. But, Peter, there's a lot of guys that are supposed to be doing better than they are and are not playing to any level that we're used to seeing them, and that's got to be costing them. And yet still, all that said, still going to the playoffs. And I still think that and they're still the second best team in the American League. So as bad as it's been relying on Judge and how poorly they played as of recent, with all that said, they're still the second best team, albeit a weak American League, but they're still going to be a playoff team.
Yeah, it's just hard. I mean, it kind of goes back, though, to your point the other day, Don. But if you can't really worry right now or be, freaking out, then why are we even watching?
Well, that's what I keep throwing out.
Let's just wait till September. I mean, if you watch every day, this should be the time that you're angry.
Exactly. I said it to Michael during the Beach Bash because he had me on the first hour. I was like, I'm tired of hearing about it. It's early. What you're telling me is don't watch baseball. And for the most part, I think in New York that was the case because you had the Knicks making their run. So it wasn't like it was a daily thing for a lot of people because the Knicks were such a popular thing to watch and be a part of so many months into the baseball season. But if all you're going to tell me is, look at the Nationals and look at what the Braves they came back from, look at the Mets, and there's then you're telling me don't even bother watching until after the 4th of July. But that we don't have the benefit to do that, Peter. We have a talk show to do. And the Yankees and the Mets are very popular. And if all the answer is going to be is, it's early, then let's talk about something else then. I should be able to react to things in real time.
Yeah, otherwise I just don't know why we do it then.
Yeah,
that just doesn't make sense to me. So
let's go back to the COVID 60-game schedule and just do it that way.
Because also, even if you base it on, it should be, and I do feel this way, you don't want to go crazy after 2 games. But this is a big chunk of time we're talking about now. This isn't a 1-week thing, Don. This is multiple weeks now.
And also multiple years. It seems like every year, around this time, the Yankees go into
toilet mode,
a funk. And they always seem to get out of it, but the funk cost them the division last year. It might cost them the division this year.
They've won, I'll put it this way. What day is today, Don?
The 10th, July 10th.
They've won 5 games since June 20th. That's when it really started.
That's horrendous.
5
Even
games
with Judge out of the lineup. Grisham was out too. No Stanton. But again, you don't get credit for Stanton. He's always hurt. If you build a team relying on Stanton, that's on you.
And these aren't world beaters. Twins, Red Sox.
Oh, that was part of it, Peter.
Blue Jays.
Yes has put up a graphic. Now it seems like every other month.
Right.
The Yankees have gone through stretches. Of course, they started the season hot, had like a 2-7 stretch, then got hot again, then had that bad stretch kind of late May, early June. Then early June wasn't bad, and then, as we know, the disaster that was the end of June into early July. And it's a graphic that I've seen 3 or 4 times in the last 3 or 4 years. Hot stretch of 18 games, have a really bad 10-game stretch. Then a hot 24-game stretch, then have a bad 15-game stretch. And that's how we get to June swoon, July disaster.
No.
And we find ourselves in this situation of, are they good enough? Can they win? Are they going to win the division? Is it too far gone? And even Cashman said yesterday, he can't explain why it happens because they've changed the personnel, and it's not always injury, and they don't know why it happens in June all the time.
Let's talk to Bean. Bean, you're in Melbourne?
Yeah, Bean in Melbourne. How y'all doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. I was going to talk about how soft soccer is, but I can't get away by the way y'all talk about Aaron Judge. He's not the god of New York.
Not anymore.
No, he won't be ever. If he wins 2 championships in a row, he will not surpass Jalen Brunson. He doesn't mean more to his team than Jalen Brunson means to his team. He doesn't mean more to his team than Pete Alonso meant to the Mets.
All right.
Now you lost me. I mean, I was going to have a conversation about the basketball of it all because, of course, you can control basketball. You can play every minute. You can take every shot. But, no, you lost me. I guess your reception's bad in Australia. You're not watching the same
I think he made that up. I think it was the same Yo-Yo who called earlier.
Listen, sometimes people put stuff in the weed. I'm good with the weed.
Sure.
You can handle the weed.
Yeah, man.
We're the show of weed.
Yeah.
But he looked like he got different weed, man. I think a little angel dust in there or something.
Yeah.
I think they put a little something in the weed, and then we can't have that, Peter.
Yeah,
We're the show of weed. We're not the show
angel
of doctored
dust.
weed.
We didn't know you like to get wet.
You know what?
I didn't know you like to get wet.
You
Lost him.
guys know.
You got to relax, buddy.
I'm not even sure he was from Melbourne, whatever.
I think he made that up.
No one was comparing it to Brunson either, though.
We're giving a lot of time to someone who was a bona fide yo-yo. No, I'm enjoying it.
I'm giving the benefit of the doubt that it was drugs. He just might be dumb. I don't know. I would like to think that something that ignorant was done under the influence. Have you, Peter? I don't know if we've discussed this. Minding my own business yesterday.
Sure, you're walking down the street.
And, obviously one of my favorite Wu-Tang songs is Wu-Tang Clan Ain't Nothing to Mess With.
That's right.
Have you ever heard the Tom Morello, Chad Scott version?
No.
Like, with Wu-Tang?
No.
It's like that song on PEDs.
Okay.
Now,
honestly, it's one of the greatest things I've ever heard. I don't know what took me so long to find it. Is it
live or it's recorded?
I think it was recorded.
I'd like to hear it.
So it's Wu-Tang featuring Tom Morello on guitar and obviously Chad Scott on drums.
Well, and they toured a lot. There was a lot.
I don't think it was live. I think it was in the studio. But whatever it was wow.
Were you ready to run through a wall?
Yeah. If I heard that before I was going to get into a fight, it would up my chances of winning dramatically. I don't know if we can play any of it. If just the beginning with the guitar, we never talked about this. I wasn't sure if we did.
All right, well, let's see what happens during the break. We'll come back.
You don't know.
It's our last seg before we get to the big ENN. Apparently, the Red Sox are going to make it to Citi Field.
Oh, it's 7:15, baby.
So they're going to get their
pitch.
game in, and we're going to talk to you guys next. Maybe hear some Rage and Wu-Tang, and then do ENN. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Plus, only Aaron Judge made some comments about the team, little lack of focus. How much do you think, should this continue, would reflect on the manager?
Booney is trying to find ways to get these guys going. When Aaron Judge chooses to speak like that, that says something about what he's seeing on a daily basis.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This July, join us for the Great American Giveaway and your chance to win your share of $175,000. Earn entries daily all month long. Then be here on July 31st from 3 till 6 p.m. when 2 lucky winners will be drawn every hour to win up to $20,000 cash. Then at 7 p.m., one grand prize winner will take home $75,000 cash at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
Joe Girardi. Boone and Cashman, how long does that last as far as being able to keep getting opportunities and still falling short?
I do believe in places that you have a shelf life. It was time for a change with me. Aaron Boone has done a really good job. It really comes up to Hal Steinbrenner when he thinks it's time to make a change.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Miller time. People think it just happens, but that's not true. You know what you gotta do? You gotta go say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Forget the couch. Go to that thing. Play the game. See him in person. Talk to that stranger. Live a little. Small acts of rebellion that bring us together. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off. And you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
So, I'm guessing something happened.
What happened?
Jacob, did something happen? He's staring blankly at me. I think the show of High may have made it into the studio.
You think so?
Did you
Got a
try
contact
for
on.
Don's song?
No, he's working.
Oh, I'm working to clean it up. It's a filthy song.
It's a filthy song.
It's
Don's trying to get us off of radio completely.
Wait, it's the vote. Don, you think we're going to play the chorus? What are you going to make this guy do?
I wanted you to hear the beginning, but it's only like 15 seconds in they drop it.
Yeah, 15 seconds in they drop it, and then it goes on like every other Wu-Tang Clan ain't.
So I was wondering if he could bleep it out.
So right now I'm just inserting silences for every time they drop it.
Well, I mean, you can only have to do it a couple times. I'll get the message of how the song goes. I know the words quite well.
I just want you to get the...
We have 20 seconds of delay.
Okay. I see where they're going there.
But you see how heavy it is.
Oh, yeah. That's right for you.
Wow.
I doubt I'll like it more than the original. But
No, you will.
I don't think I will.
No, I think because I compare. Then I went back and listened to the original. Now, listen, I'm a metal guy.
Right. I love the. It's such a bizarre beat, but that don't. It's going to be unlikely, but I like it more than that. But I did sound pretty good, and when you think of that, it doesn't always work. It doesn't always work when you put the metal with like hardcore rap, but like that actually sounds like it could be something. Oh, Jonathan in LA is here. Hi guys.
Hi.
Hi guys. Guys, the Wolfpack actually.
That's right.
Yes.
Wolfpack, great show, fellas. Peter, oh man, I wish I could go to that Jay-Z concert tonight. I'm trying my best. I'm trying to maneuver some things to try to fly in tomorrow night or Sunday morning and go to the Sunday show. But honestly, man, there's some things you can't really when you can't go, you can't go. It's not looking good. Worst case scenario, I'll probably go to Jay-Z in L.A. But, man, Jay-Z in Yankee Stadium, it is not the same. That is, oh, my goodness, man. I'm going to be all over your stories, Peter, so hopefully you post a lot of things.
You know what? It's a good idea. I will go hard with the stories tonight. Might as well, right?
Yes, go for it, man. I'll be on it right there, man. And, guys, the drop man is Anthony. Anthony. Anthony, I know it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work, I know, man. But trust me, us listeners, we love it. Trust me, I drive for a living. I'm stuck in traffic, and you should see every time through that March, man. Every time you guys put drops on, I'm laughing like a maniac by myself inside my truck, man. Please, guys.
Jonathan, are there any
get rid of drop madness?
Are there any drops that come to mind right now in particular that you go, it would just be a shame?
Oh man, there's a lot. There's some of Allen's that because Allen sometimes he says things, but it's a lot, man. And trust me, Drop Madness in March, it's gold, man. It's gold. Now, one more thing.
Okay.
Peter, and you're my guy, bro. But Don, I don't know if you guys ever brought it to light. Peter was wearing that Knicks championship hat.
Thank
you. And him being a so-called Boston fan, what's going on here? I think, Peter, you should drop your fandom, man. Come on. I understand if it's in the Western Conference, but I'm going to bring it up to light. And also, what's up with the clown show? When is this, or the clown suit? When is this happening? I'm sorry, Peter. Peter, I'll be on your stories, my guy.
But that was
you guys have a good weekend.
It's a tough call now. Now he's going right back. Now he's...
Clown show! To defend Peter.
Thank you.
The hat, that's just business.
That's business.
Thank you.
And when we say business, of course, we mean the industry.
Yeah.
The clown, look, I'll tell you guys until you're blue in the face. The bets, the payoffs don't happen. It's not Peter's fault. It's not. Peter always pays off his bets. We're just not. And Don is right in some regard, too. We're not good at making bets for the picks.
But we're going to do the
obnoxiously hot.
Yeah, we're going to do the clown suit the day the NFL season starts.
You might have passed out if you wore the clown suit.
Oh, I'm going to tell you right now, I would have quit.
You would have quit?
I don't know if you guys could read my mood that day. I was already like, for someone who generally enjoys the beach bash, I was at my wit's end. I was just, now it wasn't as bad as Dave. When we were playing, I don't know if you caught this, Don. When we played Family Feud, did you see the look on Dave's face? The punum. I mean, he looked so annoyed. I was like, you got to clean it up. We're on stage, man.
You know, I wasn't prepared to say it now. I was going to say it another time.
Okay,
I'm kind of done with Dave.
Let the boy watch.
Why? What did Dave do?
Well, that's the thing. He just seemed put off by the whole thing. I enjoy the beach. Listen, it was hot. It wasn't ideal circumstances. But you have to realize we don't get together all that often.
No.
And the beach bash is the rare occasion where we're all together. And for him to just everything seemed to be a chore.
He looked so annoyed.
He looked so disinterested. It's like, you know what? It's hard to not take it personal when you're friends with somebody and you hardly ever see him. He didn't seem like he wanted to be there. I'm good.
You think you're all set here?
Yeah, I think I'm all set.
Well, and then how about this? God forbid you bring up our watch along with him in November.
All right, everything is
But that's just Dave.
But the thing is, let's be realistic for a second. Reverse makes sense. I mean, you should be more upset about the beach bash if you're Dave. If Dave were sane, Don, hear me out. If Dave were sane, you have the right to be disgusted with the beach bash. You do mornings, so your show's not even on the air during it, even though they take off the day. And you're driving from, pretty far from where he lives up north to the shore. It's a few hours. That to me is more reasonable, and it's 1,000 degrees, and you're there for hours and hours. That to me is way more reason, if he were sane, to be annoyed than to sit in an air-conditioned studio where we order pizza and watch a football game together. But he just can't be with other people. But we were trying to play the game. I'm not going to lie, guys. It took me out because he's on the other team and we're trying to play. And I by the way, I thought honestly for a beach bash, I don't know if it was because of the injury. Rick had a different energy than usual too. Rick seemed a little off too. Michael was pretty usual. I thought everyone else basically seemed.
Well, Rick was in a lot of pain.
Themselves. Yeah, Rick may have been on serious narcotics.
Rick did all. I got to tell you, and you can go back and watch it. Obviously, the effort he put in for the kick on Rick, that was just 110.
But by the way, did we ever talk about the size of this man's arms?
I know.
How does he have time to be that big?
He gets up at 2:00 in the morning, works out, watches all the games that he fell asleep before finishing, and then comes in and does the show.
Wait.
Yeah.
Literally his alarm goes off at 2?
I don't remember the exact time, but
3?
he gets up at an insanely early hour to get all of his workout stuff in, watch all the games he missed, and then come in and do the show. Rick is one of the most, if not the most prepared person on this station.
No, he's incredible.
No, he's.
But he had
watching.
an excuse. He was in pain, but he was still Rick. He was still fun.
No. Compared, he was Eddie Murphy next to Dave. He was Johnny Carson in the flesh.
And then the other thing that bothered me about the beach bash is we usually always have a dinner after, but everybody was just so hot and traffic was so bad. Like everybody just wanted.
The worst one there was Michael, who was desperate to not do it and was going home to an empty house.
And let's face it, I don't know why, but when Michael's out, then everybody's just going to follow. He's like the Pied Piper of the station.
I don't agree.
Because you know damn well if Michael went, everybody else would have.
Let me say this.
Maybe not you.
I was not apt to go because I had friends who arrived to town at like 6:00. So I would have felt bad.
Which makes sense.
So I would have felt bad just hanging for even longer. Because I did get home, Don. It was only 9 when I got home. I was able to hang with my friends. Whereas if we went to dinner, it would have been 10:30.
No, I get
But
that.
I will say this. Michael, his decision to say I'm out. And by the way, he had nothing to do. Literally nothing but, well, we know exactly what he was going to do. But you could do that when you get home. No matter what time it is. There's no reason to not do it, except bad guy. So listen, a lot happened. I just wanted to point out that Dave looked like a miserable wretch. Hopefully
it bothered me.
Hopefully he's better when we get to the watch along in November. And I expect more from him. And then the last note is Rick's arms are freakish. And honestly, how does he even do it? Is he just going to keel over one day?
I don't know how he puts his arms through like a polo shirt.
Yeah, I don't know.
I believe Cassie helps him.
She has to. You would need multiple people to pull the shirt apart to fit your arms through. Now, listen, I don't know why he refuses to tan that part of his arms. If you're going to have big, beautiful arms, Don, you might as well take your shirt off every once in a while, sit by your $1 million pool, and get a little full tan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But good Lord, I mean, he looks like Mr. T. If you haven't seen the photos, go back and look. It's on our Instagram and Twitter page from around the beach bash. Rick is a freak, an absolute gorilla. It's insane. That's the only thing it's like that movie Rampage, the poster. It's nuts. Anyways, ENN. It's next right here on DHR.
D'Agostino, law, bite back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. Did you know Social Security takes money out of every paycheck you earn? Paycheck after paycheck. And you're not supposed to touch that money until you're 67? What if you can't work? What if you need that money now? The system is challenging and most people get denied. That's a fact. D'Agostino & Associates has the experience to win, and we win a lot. If you filed for Social Security disability benefits and were denied, let us appeal. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. Bite back means fight back. 1-800-248-3222. We'll fight to get you paid. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and handles Social Security disability claims and appeals. Remember, if you've been denied, call us first. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates. We win a lot.
From your neighborhood stop to the city and back, New Jersey Transit keeps your day moving. Reliable, convenient, and ready when you are. We're on this ride together. So keep aisles clear, use headphones, and be mindful of fellow riders. Small actions make a big difference, especially during travel times. New Jersey Transit. Ride together, ride better. Plan your trip at njtransit.com.
Hey, it's Michael K. Not sleeping? Well, it could be your mattress. That's why I always recommend my friends at PC Richard & Son. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step mattress fitting process so that your new bed fits you perfectly. They guarantee it. Top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic, and in-home delivery on any mattress $399 and up. It's free. So do what I do. Get to PC Richard & Son for your new mattress. Free delivery excludes Manhattan.
Now it's time for traffic and Susie Cerrone.
Thanks, guys. Slightly better in Queens. A stall on the Van Wyck, a stalled bus on the LIE, stall on the Jackie Robinson. They are all gone. We do have delays at the inbound. George is going to be 45 to 50 for the upper, 30 for the lower, jammed on both decks. Deegan southbound is backed up. Van Cortlandt Park down to Yankee Stadium. Cross Bronx to the George about an hour. Inbound Lincoln, a stalled bus has the right lane out on the Helix. That's a 30-minute delay. Crash in Westchester on the Cross County westbound at Route 22. 2 lanes out on the westbound Cross County. And keep in mind, already a little sluggish on the Parkway southbound, beginning around 140 in Union, folks headed down the shore. I'm Susie Cerrone for 880 ESPN New York.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay.
What's up, my friends? This is Francisco Lindor.
This is Devin Williams. This is Luke Weaver. Bo Bichette here. You're listening to the home of New York Mets baseball.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. This is an ENN special report. Now reporting.
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
Hi, how's everyone doing? Welcome to ENN. Ray Rowe.
You ever watch YouTube?
ENN tonight brought to you by Fanatics Fest NYC. Tickets going fast, so make sure you head on over to fanaticsfest.com and get yours now. We have just received word they have delayed the Mets game. The Red Sox could not get it together in time, folks. So they're starting the game at 7:50. So pregame will start here at 7 o'clock. But don't worry, we will take you up to that time. We're not going to have dead air. We are going to run all the way up till 7 o'clock, and then we will get you Mets pregame. So, Don, I guess the Red Sox needed more time.
Well, see, this stuff really bothers me. I don't know whether you blame the Mets, whether you blame Major League Baseball, but you could do the quick math on when they left, when they would get there, and just say, all right, let's let our audience or let's let our fans know, let's move the game to a different time. But they don't worry about that stuff. You know why? Because, the doors open 2 hours before the game anyway, so that's an extra 50 minutes to people to buy hot dogs and beer, and we'll get more money out of them, and I think that's unfair. You go to a game, you think it's going to start at 7 o'clock, and now it's going to start nearly an hour later. They could have done this much earlier because we could have just done the math, right? What time are they going to get in? They got in, and we thought, all right, that should be okay for a 7:15. So why couldn't you, just move the game to a later time? That even if they got there earlier, at least you're letting your audience, your fans know that you can get there a little bit later. Just for the insurance policy. And B, what would it hurt anyway? Even if they had gotten there a little bit earlier, what would be the harm?
I know.
And just letting people know at like 4 o'clock, hey, just to be sure, Red Sox are having a little bit of a travel issue. So instead of the game being at 7:15, we're going to move it to 7:50. I know it doesn't look like it's that long a time, but
it still changes people's
You bring in kids, and now you got to entertain them for another 45 minutes. Again, they don't look at it that way because it's a money grab. You're there a little earlier, so you're probably going to spend a little bit more money. I think it's just terrible the way fans get treated, honestly. What would have been the harm at 4 o'clock when people would be leaving to know, all right, you got an extra 45 minutes here before the game starts? What new information was provided? Did they get there later than you thought they would back at 4 o'clock? You couldn't, the Red Sox couldn't say, "Can you move this game? Because we're probably not going to get to the ballpark till 5:15." It's not a big deal, Peter. And again, I don't know if it's MLB, if it's the Mets, but the way fans get treated by Major League Baseball between the games that are going to get rained out, then let you know to the last minute.
Well, here's Peyton Toll of the Red Sox explaining what happened exactly.
Just sitting there, we got pushed back, so everybody was excited about that after what I thought was maybe like a weather delay. I had headphones in, I had to listen to it. And then they said the tug broke, something with the tug.
I hate when that happens.
Then we sat there for another few hours, and we got out, and back to the hotel, and wake up and do it again.
What were they telling you today about the delay? Why it was delayed today?
Some light bulb, I think, in the cockpit. Issue. Yeah, different issue. Same plane, different issue.
They fixed the tug.
Yes. From what I know, they fixed the tug. So.
All right, so at least they got to go back to the hotel, which is a fortunate break, Peter, because sometimes you want to go back to the hotel and it's booked.
You hate that.
We had a similar issue with the Devils. We were in Seattle, and we had to fly back after the game. The game was an afternoon game, so we were going to fly back after the game because that was on a Sunday, and the Devils had a game on a Tuesday. And that was when we had that storm, and we could not fly back to Newark. So we were going to wait, but to go back to the hotel, but they were booked. We had checked out, and the hotel was booked because that was the same night of the championship game, the Seahawks championship game. So they're lucky that they were able to go back to the hotel. So we ended up having to fly someplace else where we were able to land during the storm. Travel, even the charter, isn't
that crazy? That's how bad travel is in this era.
And listen,
even when you're traveling charter, it's a nightmare.
Well, because things can go wrong with the plane, and you have to understand that. You're not taking off with something wrong with the plane. So you get that, and then you got to try to get another plane, and that plane's got to fly from someplace else, and maybe the only available plane's coming in from California, and you got to wait there to get it to Chicago. I get it. But what my argument would be is, was there ever, if they couldn't play the game at 7:15, Peter, they knew that hours ago. So why not let your fans know hours ago that the game's going to be 7:15?
Well, they might have only known. It might have only become clear on 4 o'clock.
All right, so let them know at 4 instead of 6. when they took off, then they know when they're getting into Citi Field, right? If they hadn't taken off yet. But why not just err on the side of, listen, they're getting in way later than they're supposed to. Let's move the game. And if we end up not have to, all right, well, then we didn't have to. But at least we let our fans know that they didn't have to get there at 7 o'clock, that the game is at 7:50.
Yankees-Nationals also delayed in Washington, apparently. Now, how am I looking at my weather in the Bronx tonight, though? We doing okay over here?
Oh yeah, you don't want to have any. No, well, we had a storm by me earlier today. I think it's just one of those, like maybe a threat of a thunderstorm.
It's not listed as anything until tomorrow afternoon.
No, so
you're good tonight.
We should be good tonight.
Jay-Z.
Mostly cloudy.
Listen, if the NFL could make the dead of winter all of a sudden 70 degrees for the Super Bowl, I am sure Jay-Z's got the same contacts that Roger Goodell has.
You would think
so. If Roger Goodell could talk to God, Jay-Z certainly.
It's one. Although, as much as he talked to God about the weather, didn't mention, can I get a remotely playable football game?
Well,
a hunk of pure garbage.
Well, I'm sure that it was probably a barter situation where God was like, listen, I'll give you 70 degrees, but I can't guarantee you a good game.
Yeah, that's too much. It's a bridge too far. All right, well, this is interesting news coming in here. Hot off the press.
If it's what I think it is, it's very interesting.
Shams Charania,
there you go,
reporting that Bam Adebayo and his former teammate Tyler Hero got into a physical altercation in Las Vegas on Friday.
What?
In which Adebayo struck Hero. It occurred at a practice court in the Vegas hotel. And it started when Adebayo approached Hero about comments that Hero had made critiquing him on social media after the 7-year run between the two ended in Miami.
Mm.
A little festive summer league, huh?
They're playing in the summer league?
Well, they're there. Practicing.
Okay. And punching. Although it didn't sound like Hero got one in.
Yeah, it didn't sound like a great outing for Hero, is what you're saying.
Well, I'm just saying that the way it was described is there was a punch thrown, and Hero wasn't one of the guys credited for the punch.
No, it said he was struck by, which makes you think it had to have landed, right?
Right. So what would make you think there wasn't a retort? Yeah.
Yeah, because when you have said, like, blows were exchanged.
Yeah, because if I get punched and I'm okay, I'm going to punch you back. But I guess he wasn't okay to punch back. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but that's what I'd bet.
We'll stay with the NBA for a moment. Steph Curry, a pitch to LeBron?
I feel like any place he'd call and say, I want to play there, you'd move mountains to make it happen. And I know we're in that boat as well. So the pitch is we want to play good basketball, be around people that know how to play the game, hopefully, raise our floor on our competitiveness this year. There's good golf.
Wow.
It's just a matter of where he sees himself fitting. And at the end of the day, that's up to him.
Interesting.
Why did you play? Why that?
That's a pitch? That's a ball.
What do you want him to do? Beg?
Yes, yeah. I need a voice memo.
No, but because he's Steph Curry, he doesn't beg. You're lucky you got that.
Yeah, I didn't think that was playoff worthy. Oh yeah, I'm not saying it was thrilling. Oh yeah, thank you. Good evening to Don and Jalen.
One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com.
Protecting your home inside and out. Wow.
Maya's impressed. Listen to Jalen.
I was talking to Jalen. She thought Maya was there.
Wow.
What, because of the wow?
Yeah.
Well, I wish you could have helped me with some of my stuff earlier. We got some Yankees to get into, some football as well. Eight. What's the number? Good evening to myself. My friend and I ended up hedging our butt. That's
not what you want, really, when you think about
it. Wow, Peter, this is a tough.
Good evening to myself.
Tough room.
That would be good. I mean,
Were you disgusted because of your good, or was there something other reason?
That would be good. I mean, what's good?
I think it's somewhere between not indifferent and good, like Andrew says, great and good. I think you hit the middle there.
That would be good.
I think that's what happened. And I saw it, and I said, we have to. If we're going to do Drop Madness,
gotta have them all.
Well, we need flubs, don't we now?
Oh, see.
Good evening, Griffin.
Doesn't even sound like Griffin.
Good evening. Good evening, Griffin.
Yeah, you should clear the ball. It's called soccer, people.
Yeah, he came back from that cruise a different human being.
Huh?
The thing we don't know is why. What happened on that boat?
We'll never know.
Was it like a, what was the Tom Hanks movie?
Overboard.
Well, no, that wasn't.
Big.
The one.
Castaway.
No, the one where his boat gets pirated. Captain.
I'm the captain
Phillips.
now.
Captain Phillips, yeah.
That's what you think? You think Griffin went up to someone and was like, I'm the captain now?
No, I think it might have been said to him.
Oh,
and
God.
He stood up. All right, sex is off the table because he denied that. So he might have maybe got into a fist fight.
No.
He manned up in some way.
Yeah, like this. Like the guy who tried to take over the boat was actually named Peter, and he said,
What, Peter?
and that's all of a sudden.
Sometimes I'll have my shirt off because I get too hot.
He just came back.
I don't even know what it's called.
That's him. This is him attempting to say Roku.
I don't even know what it's called.
Well, we know, but to catch people up, we did not hear anything from him during the Knicks run.
Not one thing. But
And
he's
then
not
he
a Knicks fan.
Then he told us that
He's a Heat fan.
He went on a cruise, and now the voice is deeper. There's a
What,
level of
Peter?
confidence that we're not used to hearing from him. It started happening before the cruise with the what, Peter, but he just came back at every new.
Yeah, you should clear the ball. It's called soccer, people.
And I need to know what happened.
Let me say good evening to the caller.
I know Andy Pusick is not a big fan. He works hard at it.
I think you said my name.
I know Andy Pusick is not a big fan.
Yeah,
He works
I
hard
kind
at
of hear
it.
my name.
You can hear whatever you want.
It's mumbled. I don't think he said Andy. I think he was like,
Jacob.
And he said my name when we talked, so he knows my name.
Well, people make mistakes all the time.
That's a very good
I'm just
point.
saying what he came out and said. This is Andy, not Anthony.
I know Andy Pusick is not a big fan. He works hard at it.
It's pretty close.
It's not Anthony though, but it's definitely not. It's not Anthony.
No,
it's not Andy.
What? It's Andy.
No.
I know Andy Pusick is not a big fan. He works
Andy
hard
Pusick.
at it.
He's saying Anthony quickly. I didn't mention it, but July 6th was my 30th anniversary in sports radio.
Okay, and in those 30 years,
that's never happened.
Wow.
I've heard hosts do it. I've had many callers do it.
Let the boy watch.
I am
to have
very-
your board op / engineer do it. It's a first.
It's the first time in my life. So I'm.
You know what? God love you.
That was a moment.
That was special. And you know what You know what's really great about it?
What's that?
That YouTube heard it.
Oh yeah, they got it.
Oh, yeah.
And they needed to hear it.
Listen, I'm getting a whole bunch of Jacobs in the chat right now. They're not very happy with me either.
Why would they not be happy with you?
And here's the thing. I got to be honest with you. I don't know Jacob to be one to swear in just everyday life.
That's the thing that makes it
He
interesting.
doesn't have much of a potty mouth at all.
Not particularly, and then it just came right out
On the air. He picked the perfect place to do it.
Yeah,
that had to happen during ENN.
No, if you're going to do it, ENN on July 10th is the way.
Absolutely.
I still can't believe you hear anything but Andy.
I know Andy Pusick is not a big fan. He works hard at it.
It sounds like Andy to me. I'm telling you.
Stop saying you. I can't believe the reason you ended up dropping a bomb on the air is because you're trying to differentiate between Andy and Andy.
I just
Andy,
heard it back. It's so good.
Andy, no one's named Andy. So if you heard Andy, you heard Andy. He's not trying to. I think it was Andy. Well, it's Andy.
I don't know. This is not the day that we have to be on till 7. I don't know.
I know.
I know Andy Pusick is not a big fan. He works hard at it.
All right, let's go back to the LeBron of it all. Steph had his pitch that Anthony wasn't interested, or Andy. Here's Brian Windhorst. He's not sure where LeBron goes.
I just want you to know that I'm hearing stuff in other cities, too. I'm not going to say who, but I had somebody on the phone with me today that I consider a good source who was swearing it's a done deal in another city a couple hours ago, okay? And so I am being very, very cautious. Right now, it's too scattered. I also know how LeBron has operated. They have kept their circle very tight. I understand that you can point to cupcakes and whatnot and say, no, people knew. I'm hearing rumors all day long, and all of them make some level of sense, and and all of them make some level of not sense. But I'm just telling you, Cleveland is not the only place where there are rumors.
Not Golden State, we know. Cleveland, we know. I'm going to still stay on Philly. Well, what other place would make more sense than Philly for LeBron?
I think every other place. I think Cleveland makes the most sense.
Well, I'm saying you got Cleveland, you got Golden State. I'm throwing Philadelphia.
I still think Miami makes more sense.
But for what?
To go back to a place that he has a history?
Yeah, but you think that he's got a chance at a title in Miami?
I do not think you need to add a whole lot around Giannis to make something work. For me, I could be wrong, but I'm not the biggest Giannis fan these days. But I still think he is that transformative a player that adding LeBron there, I could see it.
Any of the teams in the West?
Besides Golden State?
Yeah, besides Golden State, yeah. I mean, Denver, they've lacked since winning. Is there room for him there?
Yeah, it would probably be Denver. They just signed Peyton Watson. They could probably slide LeBron into somewhere in that position. And he still plays with Aaron Gordon and Jokic.
Minnesota, they've been knocking on the door, and that seems like they're about to step back. I don't know.
Yeah, to me, his best probably bet would be to go east, any of the East teams, whether it's the Cavaliers, Miami, or maybe the Knicks, who probably don't have the greatest percentage to land him. Because he could just probably compete, be in the conference finals, and then maybe have a shot to go to the finals, depending on who he matches up against.
Well, let's see. My conspiracy theory is that this is all drummed up to create interest that's not really there. You can't ignore it if all of a sudden multiple, it's beyond Cleveland, Golden State, everybody wants it, and then you got to be intrigued, right? It's all just trying to keep this alive, and he's just going to end up going to Cleveland.
I think you're probably right. I think we're playing what we like to call reindeer games.
But if I think Philadelphia would be sexy. Haven't won in 43 years.
I just understand where Alan was at, and I lean towards it. It's so weird. I just can't picture it.
Well, what's weird?
I don't, Don. Weird. I don't know. It's weird though. It's just weird. Him in Philly is so hard for me to picture. I don't know. I just can't picture it.
No. Well, if you go by picturing it, in Cleveland you could picture
that. Well, that's why Cleveland becomes very easy. It makes a lot of sense. It checks a lot of boxes. Speaking of checking boxes, the box has been checked in the World Cup, where Spain has moved on past Belgium 2-1. They scored just before extra time to take the lead. Fun game. And now you get a beauty. July 14th. What is that? That is Tuesday or something? France and Spain. And then on the other side of the bracket, we find out both winners tomorrow. 5 o'clock, Norway, England. 9 o'clock, Argentina, Switzerland. There are still some very sexy outcomes here for a potential final. Obviously, I have to imagine the best options we have are it's France, England, or France, Argentina. You get a rematch, Mbappe versus Messi, or you get France and England,
France and England, and then you get Mbappe,
Harry Kane. But also there's just that France England, these two just European powerhouses. Obviously France has been more dominant recently, but this would be super cool.
Now I asked you a question.
Go ahead.
Yesterday, we never got to on the air because you said Harry Kane might end up being the greatest soccer player in England's history.
That's what they say.
So where would that put him among the greatest English athletes?
I think probably number one, except. If you're a racing guy, so maybe Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, because I did take a look at the list, and there's a lot of Olympians and all that. But in all the ones that I looked, Lewis Hamilton was number one.
I think it is probably Lewis Hamilton, at least in terms of I don't know, but Kane would be right there. And if they won, forget it. They win, it's a complete wrap. That I don't think anyone. I don't know who would catch him.
Can they do it?
I mean, I don't know. Why not? You're this far along. They've won the World Cup one time at home in 1966. You think New York was excited about the Knicks?
So this is the 60th anniversary.
It would be madness if England were to win. But we shall see. Tomorrow there's that doubleheader, 5 and 9 o'clock. That'll do it for ENN, folks, on this Friday evening. A very festive and interesting ENN. Some would describe it as brought to you by Fanatics Fest NYC. Guys, tickets running low, particularly on Thursday. So if you're trying to get in there, they are almost out on Thursday. A little more on Sunday. Friday and Saturday, both a tough ticket as well. Fanatics Fest back July 16th to the 19th. That's next week. Aaron Judge, Jalen Brunson, John Cena, so many more. Tickets available, fanaticsfest.com.
Oh, no,
it's
never.
closer to Andy, like Andy Chavez than
Really?
What, Jacob?
Yeah, I jumped it.
All right. Wow. No, I'm floored. Peter.
Never.
England hasn't won in 60 years. The Knicks hadn't won in 53 years. But when somebody throws out, when was the last time a board op swore? Never.
No. And said the holiest of all words.
Yeah, right. The one you couldn't get up from.
No, you cannot get up from it. Thank God the dump button works.
Well, you're skedaddling, right?
I am skedaddling as we speak, and it was supposed to be on time, but of course the Mets decided to change that, and they will now play at 7:30.
Everything has changed. And
so we'll run till 7 o'clock.
So I will say goodbye to you, not just for today, but I'm also off next week, so I will see you soon. So enjoy next week with you and Alan.
Oh, thank you, friend. I'll see you on the text.
And enjoy Jay-Z.
Oh, I appreciate you.
I love you.
I love you.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Plus, only Aaron Judge made some comments about the team, little lack of focus. How much do you think, should this continue, would reflect on the manager?
Booney is trying to find ways to get these guys going. When Aaron Judge chooses to speak like that, that says something about what he's seeing on a daily basis.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin modern windows and doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
The 2026 U.S. Open Tennis Championships are back, where the world's greatest city meets the world's greatest tennis players. Fan Week begins August 23rd. Experience the Mixed Doubles Championship on the 25th and 26th. And the U.S. Open Singles Championship starts Sunday, August 30th. All tickets on sale now at usopen.org. The U.S. Open. Spectacular awaits.
You're in charge of ordering boxes. Small boxes, big boxes, really big boxes. You're in charge of tape, labels, mailers, bubble wrap, extra bubble wrap, just for fun. You're in charge of warehouse cleaning and safety supplies. Good thing there's Uline. Thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline makes it easy because you already do enough. Uline, we warehouse for you.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game. Because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with a substitute, so you're still in on it until the final whistle. So if you're looking to get in on the biggest tournament in the world, now is your time. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right, if your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with a substitute, so you're still in on it until the final whistle. On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game. Must be 21 or older and physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
The 2026 U.S. Open Tennis Championships are back, where the world's greatest city meets the world's greatest tennis players. Fan Week begins August 23rd. Experience the Mixed Doubles Championship on the 25th and 26th. And the U.S. Open Singles Championship starts Sunday, August 30th. All tickets on sale now at usopen.org. The U.S. Open. Spectacular awaits.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Protecting your home inside and out.
Hey everybody, it's the Don Show. It never ends.
Those are facts.
The Don Show, starring only Don.
Good for me.
It's the Don Show, starting now.
Tweet that.
Hey, Don.
Yes, we're here a little bit longer. Why? The Mets game has been delayed to 7:50 because the Red Sox got in late because of plane issues leaving Chicago last night. The Yankee game in Washington is going to start a little late as well because of the weather. Baseball. Yankees got to be careful this weekend, by the way, because this Nationals team can hit. I don't know if people have been paying attention to the Washington Nationals. They really haven't been on anybody's radar in a long time. But they can hit. And the Yankees, they got Cam going tomorrow. But with Weathers and Warren pitching, this could be a very interesting test for the Yankees coming off of getting a split in Tampa. So don't sleep on this Nationals team. It could be a very interesting weekend. Of course, the Mets are, listen, they're not playing out the string, but I think everybody knows their situation. Red Sox have been hot, so they're still, alive in a very weak American League. So the game has meaning for them. But it's fireworks night, and of course the 40th anniversary of '86, and the Red Sox in town kind of makes that a little bit interesting as well. 1-800-919-3776, number to call. We'll take you up until 7 o'clock, and then our coverage of the Mets and the Red Sox. So let's get to the busy phones. Let's talk to Kyle in New Hampshire. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Kyle?
Hey, I'm just calling because you guys were talking about the character thing when you see him, you recognize him.
Right.
You didn't mention Stifler. I was a little shocked.
Oh, Stifler from the American Pie franchise? You know what's interesting?
The American Pie vehicle.
You know what's interesting about it? It's not bad. It's a good one, but not that I can remember the character's name. He's in Old School, which is an interesting one. He's also in Road Trip, and so he's kind of bounced around a little bit. But you're right, Stifler is going to be what he's most remembered for because of those. What does that end up being, like 3 movies? It's not a bad one. It really is. I think Stifler's a good one.
All right, thanks. I'll go to the show.
All right, thanks a lot, Kyle. Alex is in Limbrook. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Alex?
Oh, hi, Don. A quick thing. Bob Denver, everyone will call him Gilligan.
Yes, of course.
Oh?
Somebody
Okay.
did bring that up the other day. Bob Denver. Gilligan is definitely a good one.
Okay. And the last thing is, I understand life's short. I don't want to get too upset, but I like your feedback on the owner putting his children on the Stanley Cup. I can understand the head coach, the assistant coaches, the trainer, even you guys. They want to. Devils win the cup, and they want to put you and the other announcers on the cup. Fine, but where's the commissioner? Where's the other owners saying you're not putting your kids on the Stanley Cup?
It is such a great point, Alex. I wanted to bring it up a little bit earlier in the show. Dunnan is somebody I'm not a fan of to begin with. He's the one that let go of John Forsland, who'd been their television announcer since Hartford, and, of course, Chuck Caton, Salt of the Earth. He had been there since they were in the Hartford days. Let them go for just a pittance, considering how much money you spend on the franchise. The same owner that's going the cheap way with the Portland Trailblazers, too, in the NBA. There's rules. Like, you have to have played a certain amount of games in the regular season. You have had to appear in the playoffs to get your name on the cup. Their head trainer, who had been there since the Hartford days, not on the cup, and he puts his kids. And there's something very interesting about the Hurricane fan base. They're very defensive. Like, so on social media, he got ripped, and rightly so. The Hurricane fans all respond, well, the Florida put his kids on. Yeah, because his kids had roles on the team. Like, the owner of the Panthers' kids were on the board, like, because they're older. So I'm not saying that's right either, but to put your children on there when there's guys that actually contributed to the cup, the trainer, there's a player that's not on there that helped you win the cup, and there's no room for them. The NHL certainly has to step in. There's nothing you can do about it now. It's already engraved. But you got to put a stop to that. It's ridiculous. I don't mind if there's room for everybody. But the fact that you left tangible people that helped you win the cup off the cup so that your children can be on it, it's disgusting. Now, I don't want to hate the Carolina Hurricanes because I respect the organization. I love Rod Brindamore, should be in the Hall of Fame. But their owner, I was irritated what happened with Chuck and John. They offered insulting contracts. They had to leave. Didn't even have the guts to just fire them. Had to give them insulting contracts so they had to walk away. Chuck ended up retiring. The guy, he's in the Hall of Fame, for God's sakes. Luckily, John was able to hook on with Seattle. He does games on nationally for TNT. So that bothered me right there, and that's been something I've been picking at the Carolina Hurricanes scab forever on that one. And this one, just another example. That it's just not a fan of it. But you definitely touched a nerve with that one. And I'm glad you called, Alex, because I wanted to bring it up. Just didn't know where to bring it up. But I am very much happy that you did that because I was disgusted by it. Let's go to Peanut in Palm Bay. You're on ESPN New York. Where's Palm Bay? Peanut.
Hey, Palm Bay is in Central Florida, just south of Canaveral, Cocoa.
Cool. What do you got today?
Okay. So at first I was going to try and mess with you about how Aaron Judge means as much as Pete Alonso meant to the Mets, but I want to get away from that.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. You go out, you get a hot dog from a place. You putting ketchup on that thing?
No, never. Only mustard. I don't know why people want to put ketchup on there. Gross.
Thank you. And then what mustard? Are we going spicy mustard?
I do like spicy mustard, but really any mustard. I wouldn't put honey mustard. That seems odd.
No, honey mustard's a no. That's a no. That's a chicken tender thing.
But go the Alonso Judge. I'm fun with that. I can have some fun with that. Go ahead.
I mean, there's a balance to that. Like, how much does Alonso not being to the Mets mean to Judge being to the Yankees with what we got going on now this year?
Oh, but here's the thing that I would say, Peanut. They had Pete Alonso, and they won 83 games. They had Pete Alonso,
yeah, but and
they were the worst team in baseball the first half of 24. Like, listen, Pete Alonso's not Aaron Judge. I know he broke the rookie record for home runs, and I wish Alonso was still here, okay? But let's not create some sort of false narrative that because the pivot was so bad by Stearns, that there wasn't a reason to pivot in the first place. There was. This team was given ample time to go out and win, and they didn't. So obviously the pivot to Polanco was awful, and 4 different guys playing first base, and it was a terrible change. But let's not make it seem like this team was rattling off championships.
The Polanco pivot is bad.
Yes.
The Polanco pivot is bad in itself. But Judge also had to rely upon the great pitching that he has to rely upon. And now that he's gone, Yankees have that, and it's gotten hurt. And where has it gotten them? Nowhere.
No,
they've been just as bad as the Mets the past month.
You're not wrong about that. And Peanut, thank you for the phone call. Interesting stuff. Aaron Judge is a better player than Pete Alonso. He hit for a higher average. He was a better defender. He hit more home runs. He drove in more RBIs. Now, Alonso was important to the Mets. I'm not saying that he wasn't, but they didn't win with him. They never were consistent with him. I would not have moved away from him, but I understood what Stearns was saying, is that we've had this team together, all those wins in 22, only to fall apart against at the end of the season, hand the Braves the division, then get knocked out by the Padres, don't make the playoffs the following year, have an awful start in 24, got hot in 24, made a run to the league championship series, and then followed it up with 83 wins. And by the way, let's not forget, in a walk year, Pete hit the home run against Devin Williams, one of the biggest home runs in Met history, but he didn't have a great year. Judge, when healthy, is an MVP, period. Done. Better player. So Alonso means a lot to the Mets, but I'm sorry, Judge means way more. And so the caller that earlier we laughed at and made fun of when he said that Alonso meant more to the Mets than Judge to the Yankees was laughable. Both are very important to their teams. We're seeing that. But let's not create the false narrative that the Mets were fine and there weren't changes to be made. Some of those guys needed to go, and some of those guys did not deserve long-term contracts. But the reason why Stearns doesn't get the benefit of the doubt is because the pivot was ridiculously bad, awful, disgusting, clueless. But it doesn't mean that he didn't at least deserve to maybe make changes. That Met team as a whole was given chances to do it, and they didn't, and they took a step backwards. And if he left it alone, see, this is the $64,000 question. Let's say Stearns left it alone, brought all those guys back. Where are the Mets? They're certainly not this bad, but are they good? Are they competing with the Braves for the division? Are they a wild card team, or are they just an average baseball team that has the potential to get hot, but also have the potential to completely bottom out? Because that's what the Mets were as a whole. As good as they were in the second half of 24, they were that bad in the first half of 24. Gloriously inconsistent and not really as close to a championship as you think. They wouldn't be this bad, but we'd be sitting here in July going, what's wrong with the Mets? Why are they only average? Why aren't they better? So let's not make that they didn't break. Stearns didn't break up the 86 Mets. Let's not get it wrong. Let's not get it sideways. 1-800-919-3776. Last call, crew. Then we'll hand it off to the Mets or the Red Sox. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Hey, it's Michael K. Not sleeping? Well, it could be your mattress. That's why I always recommend my friends at PC Richard & Son. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step mattress fitting process so that your new bed fits you perfectly. They guarantee it. Top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic, and in-home delivery on any mattress $399 and up. It's free. So do what I do. Get to PC Richard & Son for your new mattress. Free delivery excludes Manhattan.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This July, join us for the Great American Giveaway and your chance to win your share of $175,000. Earn entries daily all month long. Then be here on July 31st from 3 till 6 p.m. when 2 lucky winners will be drawn every hour to win up to $20,000 cash. Then at 7 p.m., one grand prize winner will take home $75,000 cash at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin Modern Windows and Doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
Hi, thanks for calling Uline.
Wait, did the phone even ring?
Nope.
Okay, so you answered before the ring. But now you're going to put me on hold, right?
We don't do that here. We're real people answering the phone, ready to help with your order when you are.
Uline has thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline, we warehouse for you.
Listen up. Fanatics Fest returns to the Javits Center July 16th through the 19th for 4 days of nonstop action right in the middle of the biggest sports weekend of the summer. See more than 500 athletes and celebrities, including Aaron Judge, Kevin Durant, Jalen Brunson, Jay-Z, Travis Scott, and hundreds more. All at the world's #1 sports fan festival. Tickets are on sale now. Grab yours before they're gone at fanaticsfest.com.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Miller time. People think it just happens, but that's not true. You know what you gotta do? You gotta go say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Forget the couch. Go to that thing. Play the game. See him in person. Talk to that stranger. Live a little. Small acts of rebellion that bring us together. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. That's how Prime members have saved over $2 billion on grocery and household items. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Big events are bringing more riders across the region. So if you're taking New Jersey Transit for everyday trips, plan ahead. Check schedules, allow extra time, and consider traveling outside of peak hours when you can. New Jersey Transit is running additional service to help keep everyone moving. But a little planning goes a long way. Stay aware, be courteous, and ride smart. New Jersey Transit, keeping your day on track. Plan your trip at njtransit.com.
I'm humbled by the reaction. Tons of phone calls to get to before we get out of Dodge at 7. 1-800-919-3776. We'll take them in order. Ed in New Jersey, you're on ESPN New York. What's up, Ed?
Hey, Don. How you doing?
Good, man.
Well, I was going to mention the hurricane thing with the cup too, but there's been instances where they take out the people's names, like Peter Pocklington's father. His name is on the cup, but I don't know if it was the Hall of Fame or the NHL. His name is stricken and with all X's, so they could be doing that to the Dundon kids. And I got one more TV character. How about Rerun from What's Happening?
Oh, that's a good one. I can't even think of anything else he was in. Rerun, that's a great call, Ed. Thank you for the call. That's a good one. From What's Happening, Rerun. Outstanding. I don't think he's still with us, however. But still, that's a very good one. Let's go to Muhammad on Long Island. You're on ESPN New York.
What's going on, Don? Thanks for taking my call, man.
No
2 quick points. Well, first off, a couple quick points. First off, we can't take Drop Madness off. That has to, since its inception with the PEDs, SHMEDs. Come on, I can't even think about it without dying laughing, man. That's first off. Secondly, very quickly, you put on a master class with the fraud alert Fridays at the beach bash. I was at the crib dying laughing watching that on YouTube.
Well, thanks, man.
All right, so into the Mets. I believe if Stearns hadn't got rid of Pete Alonso, and maybe Nemo, but mainly Pete Alonso, who is our guy, our homegrown Met, our favorite Met, who the fans showed up and booed when they were hinting at not signing him back.
Right.
I don't think he'd be getting as much flack as he's getting, right? I think had he signed Alonso back and most of the core players, then the fans would be turning their rage towards the players. We'd say, hey, Alonso got to be better. We'd say Soto's got to be better. Whoever's at fault there, right? So I think that's where most of the fans' rage is coming from, because what do we get? We lose our favorite Met, and we suck even worse than we did before Stearns put his hands on it.
So you're not wrong, Mohammed. But here's the thing that you're leaving out. What if he gave him a 5-year contract? And let's say the Mets aren't winning, and Pete's having a nice year. I think the fans wouldn't be as mad. You're right, and thank you for the phone call. But they'd be like, really, 5 years for Pete? And is he really that good? Like the fans, Met fans are intelligent enough. New York sports fans are intelligent enough that they'd be like, 5 years? And if he wasn't tearing the cover off the ball and the Mets were like playing 500 baseball, they'd be aggravated. I think they'd be less mad. But if he gave him a 5-year deal, I think the fans would be complaining about that. And if Pete aged poorly and the back end of that contract was bad, the fans would turn on that for sure. Now, if they won, that's a completely different story. But I think they're reacting to the losing as much as they're reacting to the loss of those players, okay? Listen, McNeil was a nice player. Nimmo was a nice player. But they're chanting their names at the ballpark because they're trying to stick it to Stearns because the team is, 12, 13 games under 500. That's the reason for all the vitriol. Let's go to Jack in Westchester. You're on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. What's up, man?
Hey, it's a pleasure talking to you. First time speaking with you. So if you could just let me get this off my chest. I've been busting a gut to say this. I'm a Yankee fan, but in 2024, I was actually a jealous Yankee fan of the Mets. Why? Because I found myself listening to the games more, watching what was going on, and I just think as an owner and general manager, when you have something special in the works, you have to have your finger on the pulse of that and do something about it. So had they added some pitching to that 24 team, which, by the way, nobody talks about this, I hate to say it, including yourself, that team was only supposed to be competitive. The owner said that himself, so did the general manager. We're putting a competitive team on the, out there on the field in 2024. In 2025, we're going to go for it. Well, they didn't really go for it in 2025 because all they did was sign Juan Soto, basically. So they brought back the same team in 2024 that was only supposed to be competitive, add Juan Soto. But the thing about that 2024 team was the players could hit in the clutch. They had a certain chemistry. There was a little magic to that team, and they broke it up. And to get rid of one of the most iconic Mets players, and I'm a Yankee fan, who had one of the most iconic home runs in their history, was just, I could understand as a fan, you're distraught. How could you do that? Right. So I think it was ridiculous If they added a couple of pieces to the 2024 team, I think that team could have gone over the edge. And then last year also.
But here's the thing, Ed. We're up against it. Sorry, Jack. That we're up against it is that Senga got hurt, but I think he wanted to part with Alonso after the 24 season because he didn't want to give him a big time contract. But I think Cohen got involved to get the home run off of Devin Williams. They gave him a make good 1 year contract, and the team won 83 games. You say that there was something special happening in 24. I say they just got hot. And that's kind of what that Met team was about. They never put full 162-game seasons together. They'd be good to start, then fall apart. They'd be awful to start, then they'd get hot. But I don't think something special was happening. And they were given another chance the next year. And they won 83 games and missed the playoffs and were brutal again in the second half of the season. The same old, same old. I agree with you about the pitching, but at the same time, he doesn't believe in giving long-term contracts to pitchers because they always get hurt. And then Senga got hurt, and he hasn't been the same. He's been awful. He was supposed to be their ace. So I don't 100% disagree with you, but I think people are remembering that 24 team to be better than they actually were. They were a good team, and certainly much better than what we're seeing the Mets now. Again, I can't defend Stearns on the pivot. It was awful. But let's not make those teams out to be great. Met baseball is coming up next. How much? And then we'll be back with you on Monday with Alan and Peter. I'm going to be on vacation, so I'm going to enjoy the All-Star break from afar. This is the first time in the 25 years I've been working at this radio station I'm actually going to be off during the All-Star break.
Han Solo Monday, by the way.
Han's going to be by himself on Monday. You got to listen to that. Mets baseball now on ESPN New York.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you take